20. Here comes that Preddy, able to take one down on the transition from spawn, and that is still going to be a lead going in favor of the boys and gals over at Team Aerith. They've got the hill for the time being, but they got to find a way to nerf Dazzy, as he's got 14 hot already in the first 2 hills.
No question about it. He has been a force to be reckoned with so far in this one. Yawn yet to get going for his squad. Only 3 kills. Obviously, Summit, maybe not the most AR-friendly map, but you got to make do with what you've got, and he has struggled to do so far. Control of these spawns so very important right here. Indra tries to make a play for him and not going to be able to find that kill. Vague locks it down. Teammate's going to be reinforcing. That lets him get on the hard point with that shotgun. This is going to be a tough break. Likely going to require some operator usage to break through right here. Indra and Veer are going to be first to have the opportunity to do so.
Okay, operator's out again here for Vague now, so he's going to be able to pop his Equis. Oh my god, he's only going to be able to find one before Grizz is able to tag him up. No fear, though. Aerith on the hill. And it's going to be that Tempest in hand. A little bit of post-mortem. Nothing. Is not going to find any value, and the break to the front is going to come through. A little bit of a split spawn situation here for Team Aerith. They're going to have to battle it out in the trenches to see what they can do with it.
All right. I think Vague stared up at the sky as a war machine landed on his head. Not sure if I saw that one correctly, but big time break. Really do not want to get full 60 that early in the game. And they're actually going to be able to break in from the front side, courtesy.
Snowplow she goes, and finally they get the job done on the back end, but the hill is theirs to remain. Now spawns are located in favor of Team Darknix on the front side. This is not a good transition. If you're looking at getting something back out of this hill, you started nice. It did not fare well for you, though.
Big equals for Dazzy. He's able to take out the Sparrow in the hands of Yawn and finds one more. Does get shut down right there. We talked about Darknix's impact off the start of this one. She had 6 immediate kills on P1 and has only amassed 5 since then. So slowing things down a little bit. They've been very dependent on Dazzy's slaying power to find whatever time they've been able to get. He's going to be able to find one that should lock down spawns, but a little bit late to try to do anything with it right there as he clears Aerith off the point to avoid any scrap time going their way. Right now, they need some map control. It seems like Team Aerith is pretty content not really having map control. They just use those smokes for cover and win the gunfights on the hard point. And it's been working for them so far, now finding themselves up 80 points.
Yeah, they look very comfortable here in this P1 reset, too. This is absolutely annihilation. Finally, a break going to come through, and some gunfights going to go in favor of Team Darknix, but they're going to need all this time and more if they want to make a comeback. It seems like they're going to be able to do so. They got some great power positions locking in, and Darknix is finally starting to fry yet again. On a little bit of a spree, is 8 in the combo. She's got streaks, Bobby. This could be huge. Aerith looking to equalize the team as well, though. Here comes a Tempest, able to take down the threat. Nonetheless, still got to clear the hill, and boy, does she. 3 in the feed there for her. Max value out of that.
Vague makes his way onto the point, shotgun in hand, but Darknix with that Hunter Killer just now earned will be able to clear him off. Allows her team to reinforce that point, and she's going to pop the Annihilator right here. One player opts actually not to wrap up right there, and that's a lot of time that's been used already. Neil does get taken down, but doesn't seem to have a great grasp on these spawns right now. Obviously, you want to maintain control over toward this green side, but doesn't push out at all. And really minimal value off of that operator. Vague pulls out his equals. He earns a pred right there. Going to be able to get one off of that and gets additional information as well. Shuts down the last player on the point. Darknix, big value off of that pred, but still no hard point control for her squad.
No, not indeed. I mean, you got Vague dropping 8 feed in the feed. It's just terrible. Neil now trying to go big with his Annihilator. He's the only one with operators available at the moment. Only able to find 2 in the top sides. Absolutely compromised. It's Dazzy and crew looking to sweep back onto the objective as they have desperate times now as they are down by 60. They made a decent comeback there in that P1 reset. Need to do a little bit better here in the P2, and they also have to battle for those spawns, so they are in a very odd predicament.
Yeah, the biggest issue right now, you've already got 3 players rotated toward P3 for Aerith's squad, and you got the 2 remaining players still picking up the scraps right here. So this is pretty much worst case scenario for Team Darknix. They need somebody to try to flip right here and make a play for those spawns, but Grizz is actually going to look to force through mid, and with Pabzera locking down that mid lane with an AR in hand, no real chance of making your way through. Yawn's going to find 2 with the pred missile. Grizz first point of contact, and he's going to just be forced back to try to break through the front. You don't stand any realistic chance there, and it really doesn't look like anybody's making an out route to try to flank for those spawns. This one could be a lot uglier than the last.
The last time they made this break, they were able to do it through the front, Bobby, and they were able to do it with gunpowder. This time around, they've wasted a few operators. They haven't really played as a team, and it's going to show. Dazzy wasted his equalizers. We saw Grizz just running and gunning, and now Aerith is just preventing this one from coming through. We got Preddies for days. We got operator skills on point. Aerith is absolutely cooking. I said she started slow in most of the games that she played yesterday. Today, it is nothing but hot starts, Bobby.
And they flip spawns perfectly here, so now every additional kill is going to be that much worse for Dark Nick's squad as they are spawning all the way in the back of the map. They get maybe 2-3 seconds of hardpoint time as a result of it. And now Dark Nick's all alone looking to make the play toward New, able to find one, able to find two, but there's only so much she can do by herself, and she's met by the shotgun in the hands of Vague. He's going to be able to find two right there before getting shut down. Grizz has not really been a problem for them in the least so far in this one. Only 18 kills on the board. And Vague's going to pop his equalizers as well. One player's broken in Indra. He's going to get shut down right there. And man, oh man, is he on a rampage here.
Oh, he is indeed. This is it. 10 seconds now. One player to deal with. Nobody's here. So long. Farewell. We'll see you in the next game. Search and destroy right around the corner, chat. 250 to 98. Not even a part of that 100-point club. A very tough way to start it here for Dark Nix. Maybe I jinxed her in the chat and said that they were going to take this hard point. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, that was about as one-sided as it gets. And it once again kind of shows the gap between some of these teams. Were they actually cooking because they were at that level, or were they maybe a little propped up because of the level of competition that they were going against? Not to say that this is not a very solid Dark Nick squad, but they were met by a very different level of competition in this Team Vague. And obviously credit to Team Aerith, sorry, credit to Vague going 40 and 25 right there. Mastering the KRM has definitely worked in his favor so far in this one.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I kind of scuffed whenever you said he's going to be using a shotgun just because he had such a brutal day yesterday. But then you brought up the level of competition thing, and maybe that had a factor into it. I don't want to take him over the top, but he did kind of cook there with it. He was setting 8 streaks here, there, left, right. I mean, he was just all over the place. Didn't get a chance to take a look at his hill time. Okay, 53 seconds. That's admirable for someone who's playing that, that I would say predator role. He's just ultimate apex predator when he's running around with that KRM on that map.
Yep. Looking at the capture kills, 10 for Yawn, 10 for Pabzera, 10 for Neil. Those guys doing the dirty work to be able to lock in the hard point time and letting those Slayers roam and do their thing. Now we get ready to head into the search and destroy. And if you're Team Darknix, you just got to kind of forget about that one and hit a mental reset right here. Obviously, Dazzy, phenomenal player when he's got any weapon in his hand, but especially with a sniper. We didn't see that yesterday. Curious if maybe we see that change a little bit right here as Tunisia, a much more long-range oriented map, and they're going to need big presence from him. Looks like he's going to opt to stick with that Type 19 Veerbin main sniper for the roster, and Neil and Aerith filling that role for her squad.
There we go. We'll see how it plays. First 6 rounds on the offense. It's going to be Team Dark Nix. They're going to try and set the tone, set the pace. Bomb carrier is Dark Nix for her team. And it's going to be Veery opening up with the long-range distance shots there. Takes down the Menace and Vague, who fried in that first map, mitigating that damage early on. So a little bit of a spread-out affair. Doesn't look like they have made too many commitments. Big interaction here for Grizz. He's going to be able to sneak right on through and snake right onto Neil, and that's going to give the green light, and they're going to start to flood one of these bomb sites. Still very, very slow on the development, though.
Yeah, and Bomb Carrier has not been super decisive with the moves that they're making. Pabzera's made his way over that B site. He's going to take damage right there. Kind of all alone as it's only a 2v5. Going to link up with Aerith right here as Yawn gets taken down. And Dazzy just playing on the lurk right here. Pabzera doesn't read it. Aerith gets shut down by Indra. And a nice bounce back for Team Dark Nix following a slow start to the day in that hard point.
There we go. Flawless victory there in that first round. What a way to bounce back. The hard point not favoring in their direction. It was never really in their direction. Right now, they're taking destiny into their own hands. Quick hit over towards this B side. They've cleared the backside of the map. There's still only one player to deal with, and they were able to do the damage early on, but this time they're trying to do a little bit more of a direct approach, and Neil says he'll have not any of it. Grizz now trying to snake his way on through again. He has his number, able to get the equal, but it is going to allow a little bit of an opportunity for the play to develop here in the middle of the map, because we see Jan has covered a lot of tracks.
Looks like Grizz is going to be first point of contact right here. And they have absolutely no idea. Nobody checks that upper angle. And maybe a little bit of a misplay out of Aerith's squad right there as they give away some free lives. And it's going to leave Vague all alone. He's in a 1v3, I believe it was. And the shot's just not connecting. Grizz bouncing back big time after a rough hard point. He's got 5 kills through those first 2 rounds. And it's definitely caught this Aerith squad off guard at a number of different places due to his aggression, the pace that he plays at.
Absolutely. It's different when it comes to that regard. I said he was a liability yesterday. I mean, I still mean that. I still mean that, you know. But nonetheless, he is showing his value today. Grizz going to be able to open up with 1 on return. Pabs is going to get taken down. Neil able to finally take him down after 2 rounds being victim to his shots. He's going to be able to hold this back line here on the B side, and there's a little bit more pressure now as the players are holding the defensive line very well. Vague going to be able to find it 2, make it 3. And that ends the round and the drought there for Team Aerith.
He killed them so fast, I didn't even get to catch any of them.
Exactly.
3 very quick kills for Vague to give Team Aerith their first round of this one. Well, a lot of work being done by the 2 shotgunners, interestingly enough. Grizz opting to go with the Fennec right now, but we talked about this sometimes being a longer range map, but if you're able to play your utility right, you can get up and close and definitely catch players off guard in a lot of those scenarios. So Vegas snuck all the way through. I don't really know how they have 0 people watching Top Winery right here, but that's going to be a free 2-piece for him. And once again, big swing and a miss on the play right here for Team Aerith is, or for Team Darknix, as they just allow him to get 2 kills absolutely for free.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, we talk about Grizz navigating the map too. He was able to take down Neil the same exact way. He was able to creep right through the middle of the map. So if that seems open, that means there's a lot of pressure coming from one of the angles. And hello, that A side window jump, absolutely big. Grizz now going to be the last one alive. Aerith going to be able to smoke him. If not, Vague was right there to get the trade. And we are all tied up, Bobby.
Yep. It's very back and forth so far in this one. Feeling like it's 2 extremely momentum-based teams. I mean, outside of Grizz, you've only got 5 kills for the whole squad. So for Darknick's squad, need to find a more conservative offensive game plan, and especially just covering all of your angles, not letting Vague just get through for free, and that's exactly what happens here again.
Boy.
He takes down 1, Jan finds 2, and they're just completely in control of the map right here as Team Darknick's look very, very unorganized.
Yeah, they do. Blood in the water. Let the sharks roam. Vague just continued to get away with highway robbery, man. Right through the smoke, able to find pieces, and of course his team just able to find pieces of the puzzle too. They found a weakness. They've just continued to put pressure on that wound, and that's 3 rounds in a row that they have just really handed this unconstructed offense the business to see if you know, we can make some micro adjustments here for Team Darknick's, as they've just kind of been sitting back and letting it happen.
Yep, and they even forget to pick up the bomb initially there, so that's going to delay their A push at least a little more organized right here as they send all utility onto A. And Vague's trying to make a full wrap back through spawn right here. We'll see if he's able to catch anybody off guard. Jan, first blood onto Indra to open things up. And actually 2 players on the flank right here, those being Vague and Pabzera. We'll see what they can do. Damage done to Grizz, but not enough for the kill. And if they get the help that they need, this could be huge. Veer goes crazy with the sniper in hand. And now down to 2 remaining players. God. This might be a 4K for him as Aerith down below, and Dazi cleans it up.
Yo, Veer was that was Veer's moment right there. Okay, we see ya. Okay, we're tied back up. We got ourselves a game. Flip it up as well, and a great execution there. We're gonna sit back and take it that round. They took the pressure to them, and that long wrap from Vague doesn't pay off as I was hoping it did. It just took too long to develop, unfortunately. We flipped sides though. Team Dark Knight starting to get their wits about them. That is a huge round to get some momentum towards you. On this B site, Veer, let's see if he can continue to fry on through. Indra going to be able to open up with the first blood. And a little bit of danger coming through. Veer is going to be forced on back. Indra's going to be taken down, so 1-for-1 trades. Bomb looks like it might be made over towards his B site. They're looking for a few more frags before they make the commitment.
Very calculated on the util, which isn't something that we really saw for Team Dark Knights, but it hasn't really afforded them any kills. Pabzera gets caught off guard right there. Goes prone. He's left all alone. Dazi takes down two. And maybe a little bit of momentum building here for this Dark Knights squad. Depending on the way that you play it, this is a map that can be very defensive-sided. It takes a highly coordinated offensive push to get an advantage on either of those bomb sites. And Team Dark Knights warding off that push from Team Aerith. Great utility play out of Veer to be able to get info, get out of there, and reinforce with his teammate. And it looks like a very different approach this time around. It looks like Team Aerith going to sit back and play for picks, at least off the initial.
Might be the strategy. You got a team who is steamrolling. Right now, they are twiddling their thumbs, trying to figure out where's the point of entry. A little bit of ground going to be given as we see this B site. Look like it might be compromised. Aerith throws up at the first frog through the middle of the map. Pabzera's going to be able to piece another one. Here comes the aggressive push from Indra. Big trades as we've got 2 for 2 and no kind of traction on either site. So with that being said, we are all back at square one. 1 minute and 15 to go on the clock. Still plenty of time to play, but with Neil going down, that is a tough way to start this second round here on your offensive after hitting a brick wall last round.
Huge kill for Dark Knights right there. Brings it down to a 1v3. Aerith trades. Dazi is there in return. And now back-to-back rounds as we start on the defensive side for Team Dark Knights. Taking back some of that momentum. Seemed like it was slipping away with those rounds consistently going the way of Aerith's squad, but they have not really found any success on the offense here. So once again, going back to that full B hit, expecting lots of utility to go out, and really pressure going to be onto Veer to find these opening picks. Smoke's not giving him any angles right here, but sees one through the smoke. Yawn not going to be able to find the kill, but Vague does as he pushes up, and that's the opening they were looking for.
Here we go. Doof out here for Vague. Opening up the back lines. Indra, big kills through the middle of the map. But it's Vague who's going to be able to wrap deep. Indra, oh my god! The Churning Bird. Vague got absolutely crushed. And it's down to 2 to hold this bomb site. 30 seconds left to go. Plenty of time to make something happen here if you're on the retake. Let's see what Dark Knights can do now as the hit's coming through the middle of the map.
Neil right here behind the heady and terrible timing for Dark Knights. Trades are there. All on to Grizz. Pabzera way up top and with a Fennec in hand. Not a great spot for him to be. Pabzera peeks.
Oh,
that's going to take too much time. He's able to find the kill, but I don't think he's got enough time. Wait, he only needs 4 seconds. Grizz finds a way to clutch. He gets back to the bomb in time, and the final defuse. Only one more round needed for Team Dark Knights to force a map 3.
Bobby, what are we watching here? I thought that was it. Pabs just needed to run a little bit further out. He kept him on a little bit of a cat and mouse hunt, and obviously the timing could not have been any worse for him. Very unfortunate. Very well executed from him. Just that last second didn't pan out his way. Last chance here for the boys and gals over at Team Aerith. They're making the most of this one. Yawn going to be able to shut down Veer off the rip. B-side looks like it's compromised. Indra, going to be dealt with. He was snaking it through that smoke. And unfortunately, it didn't pay off for him.
Dazi hitting absolute beams right there. 2-piece for him. Equalized into a 2v2 is Grizz able to do some damage as well. One player lower, but A is not able to catch them off the timing. Neil hits a shot. Keeps the game alive for Team Aerith. I believe that's their first offensive round so far.
That is. It should have been the last round, realistically. And you think back to how they started this game. 2 rounds in the hole. And then they just continue to clobber until that last round on the defense. This time around, it was looking like it was going to be 2 rounds in a row. But that third round just kind of... worse timing. Nonetheless, they bought themselves another life. Let's see what they can do with it here now as the opener. Looks a little bit of a slow development. In the middle of the map, they've taken quite advantage of it. Vague, able to capitalize through the smoke. He's gone. He is Vapor. Out of sight, out of mind. Veer at the bottom of the stairs here. Could be his next victim. No! He's got a doof of his own. Okay, Fear.
I don't even know. Maybe, I don't know where he picked that up because he was going, maybe he actually is running that himself. The only other one that I've seen is for Vague, so maybe switching things up a little bit. Once again, beams from Dazzy, some of the cleanest aim in COD Mobile right now, and all down to Grizz, 1v3. Saw him pull off a 1v4 yesterday, courtesy of some help from the train, but I don't know if he's going to be getting any assistance here, and especially with a Fennec in hand, already spotted out. They've got that information, and ARs for days. He's going to get shut down. Back-to-back rounds for Team Aerith, and they've got a chance at forcing overtime.
They do. Overtime or bust here. This is all or nothing. Let's see what they can do with it. They've been phenomenal through these last 2 rounds. They've got to make the most here. Technically speaking, they could have the lead here, but this is the cards they've been dealt on the upper hand right now. They're going to send 2 demons over towards that B side. Grizz lurking in the bottom side, waiting for anybody to pass. This is just a decoy. No one's actually going to be pressing that side. And that's going to see the defense rotate all the way over.
Wow.
And now here comes the real hit. This delayed push is going to be over towards the A side. And everybody from Team Dark Knights has got to make that adjustment now, as everybody's already made their way on towards that winery site. This could be a recipe for disaster.
Oh, they have absolutely no idea. Dazzy has just made the wrap from mid, and they might be able to do something about it, but Indra gets shut down. The trade is going to be there. So we're into a 4v4. Veer finds another. Team Dark Knights with that man advantage to try to be able to capitalize, and Veer finds yet another. 2 for him, another for Dark Knights, and all down to Pabzera. A 1v4 to force OT. Doesn't really seem to be in the cards. Finds the opener, but no sniper. They hop the bomb, but not quite enough ice. Veer, sniper in hand, able to take him down. And Team Dark Knights forces map number 3.
Golf claps, chat. Let's go. Okay, go. Let's give them a round of applause. 7-5 victory. What a way to bounce back after getting their tails beat in the hardpoint. No harm, no foul done. We're squared up. Back at even. All coming down to what we wanted to see yesterday, Bobby. That control strike, or the control crossroad strikes.
All right.
I'm excited.
Thank goodness. Shout out to them for delivering a map that has been long awaited for me anyway. I don't know if anybody else cares, but pretty consistent across the board. I guess Dark Knights maybe not quite up to par for her standards in that one, 3-10, but the rest of the squad really hammering it home. Grizz 11-6. We talked about his bounce back playing a big role right there, and don't typically think of Tunisia as being a big close range engagement map, but whether it was the R9 or the Fennec, he was able to use the aggression to his advantage, and
100%.
Some big time round wins for them. On the other side, I mean, I think there might have been actually more kills for Team Aerith, but just weren't able to close out some of those needed rounds.
Yeah, some of those routes that Grizz and Vague were able to take, allowed them to maximize on those up close CBQs,
CQBs.
But other than that, man, yeah, you know what I meant. Yeah, QCBs, TCYB. Is that yogurt? I don't know.
Wait, CQB? Wait, what is it? Close quarter comeback? I don't know.
Close CQB, yeah.
Yeah.
Close quarter.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to sound all technical, dude. I just need to shut my mouth and get ready for this.
You said CQB. I was like, close quarter battle. Is that right? I got it.
CQCs. Yeah, CQCs. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
All right. Not braining today.
All right. Well, we got the control on the way. We have chat requesting some listening, so I will do my best, especially if it starts to get close to hop in for one of those for you guys. Let us know in the comments which one you want to see. We got most of our players ready to go for map number 3 in this one. And this is definitely one where you're going to have a lot of close quarter engagements, because mid-map control, for those of you who don't remember the Crossroads control, the mid-map control is absolutely crucial for maintaining any type of pressure on either defense or offense. I think they actually did move one of the control points, and I'm just now realizing this because I played control in ranked a couple weeks ago, and I think they actually moved the tank control point inside
to inside of fire?
Yeah. I think.
Oh no. Oh, that's wild.
So I'm very interested how that's gonna play out at a competitive level.
I would have liked to seen the other point moved, if anything. Well, maybe not. I think that map was pretty decent as it was. Out in the open on both sides. I don't know. The elements of the map just favor those two objectives. So let's just see how it pans out. I know fire is just. It's gross, man. That is advantage completely to the defending side. So I guess they're trying to make it a little bit more balanced.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Guess we'll see. We got all of our players ready up. We're good to go. The final game of this match, but we got 3 more remaining today, so make sure you don't go anywhere. Let us know in the comments who you think's going to take this one. For those of you watching the vertical stream, horizontal is over on the stream channel. You can head on over there. Definitely expect some snipers to come out to try to control those longer lanes, but maybe not quite as dominant an option with that objective getting moved inside.
Oh, Neil said he'll take that for 500, Bobby. Snipers in his hands, off the rip. But the push over towards this site right now is not looking too hot. Again, you said it. They moved it on into that fire objective, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It is a hard one to break on through. You got contest on in, but Neil's doing everything he can. Firepower at his disposal, switchblade and a snipe. He has yet to be taken down, and he has got 4 for his squad. As soon as I said that, Dark Nick's able to equalize him and take him down. So 24v21, 2 ticks progress there on that B side. A little bit of double time going on in effect, and a great opener for both squads.
Talked about the importance of this mid-map control, and Vig certainly got it locked down. It's going to be that much more important with that objective moved inside on a 3 spree for him. Nade's going across, but he's able to catch Dazi off guard. And Indra, the last man standing, the final line of defense. This has been a decisive offensive round so far, getting the bulk of that objective time already, bulk of the kills. It's an 8-life lead. And Team Aerith back in the driver's seat as they have looked really strong in control in all their matches so far.
Yeah, they have. They're going to be able to get some double time yet again. They're going to be able to close this one out quickly. You blink your eye, it's done. BA out of just complete control. That's the name of the game, chat. You take the objectives, you win the game. I mean, obviously they did great with the firepower too. Them
winning that convincingly with that objective moved inside is not a good sign for Team Dark Nix, because that's it should have made the offense that much more difficult, and it looks like from the way that they played it that it was the complete reverse. So and need a change of pace for this Dark Nix squad. They're gonna hop toward the B objective, smokes to give them cover. Right now, Yawn getting that high ground control. He's going to be able to take down 2. Pabzera gets the final kill. 1 player on the low ground to be dealt with, but they're not going to be able to find it. And my gosh, that's a very, very yellow feed. The spawn trap ensues right here.
Ooh, that's tough. This is a very difficult one to get yourself out of. Let's see if they can get their heads out of the border, though. Andrew, you really, to start this one off, as well as Veer and Dark Nix, they are struggling. Grizz frying on the other hand. Neil now piecing into the spawn side. This one looking like it might be done and dusted. Nix now just going to be forced to play the objective, stop that clock, but you're getting absolutely soaked in the feed. Got to find a way to get that top side control. You can't neglect that. You got to find a way to take Yawn out. You got to get Vague out of the base too. This is just problems after problems developing and never really, solving anything.
And it seems like they're almost hyper fixated on getting that objective capture. I think at a certain point you got to reevaluate your game plan. If you're losing lives at a 2-to-1 ratio nonstop, you got to focus your firepower on trying to escape this spawn trap, and they just were not able to do that in any way, shape, or form. Team Dark Nix getting ripped to shreds on that one. And it's going to take a massive turnaround for them to have a chance here. Yawn on an EMP system right here, and 4 operators charged. 3 operators on the flip side. They need to find some big value here.
Yeah, they do indeed. I think it's a great time to listen in. This might be the last round. Let's go ahead and jump in with Team Aerith to see how those comps sound and see if they can get it taken care of.
All right.
From bottom right.
Okay.
I'm going hill. Cover me. I'm gonna cap. Cover me.
Oh,
low on hill. Nice.
Bridge. No. Bridge is garage.
Oh, shot on B. Nice.
Okay. Blue good.
Cap.
On mid lane, maybe. Mid lane.
Two way. Bottom fire.
Dead. One more mid lane.
Office. Lockers. Top fire.
Cap on B. I have bridge.
Nice.
Cap on B, I have
I'm
Rage.
pretty. There's two in this one. I'm
On B.
I got
one
one.
in top fire.
I get the
Wait,
tick,
can you
get
guys
the
help me?
tick, get the
I got
tick,
cliff, I
get
got
the
cliff.
tick.
I'll stop time on B.
Top fire,
Wait, one
maybe.
cliff. Three.
Top fire,
Three
top fire.
fire shots, three fire shots.
Mid lane.
Top fire.
Hey, Garage grease. Hey, listen. Garage
I'm
grease.
watching your cliff. I'm watching your
That's good.
cliff.
Flanking.
Oh, there's one. Nice.
Nice, Neo.
One more top bridge.
I have cover B.
Bridge. And
Equal, one shot. Top cat.
Equals one shot.
typical equals.
Yeah.
Equals dead.
Equals dead.
Nice.
Right, crane.
Okay.
I'm capping.
Hey, two top fire. Bonfire.
All right, well, one of the talking points for Era's squad was the fact that they had somebody from every single region. We were curious if language might be a barrier for them, but it certainly did not sound to be the case, as everybody really on point with their communication and really working as a unit right there. They handled business in every single round right there, and they will advance to our grand finals in a smooth sailing start to the day.
Yep, there we go. They may not all speak the same primary language, but they all know how to speak success and victory. W's in the chat there for Team Earth, as Bobby just mentioned, they're going to be heading on to the grand finals, and that's exactly what we kind of expected. You look at this team from top to bottom, might not be, as you say, the most chemistry, but they're all pro players. They know the most important thing in the game. It's killing, and it is communicating. Everything was called out. Go ahead and get that cap. Everything was objective-oriented. It's just a great combination. That's what you love to hear, and I'm glad we got a chance to run into those comms, because that's what I expected, and surely enough, they completely delivered.
Yeah, and it was just... It was a full-on blender show for Dark Knights squad. Indra, we said coming into this, Dark Horse had some good maps yesterday. Maybe not quite as familiar with Control. Going 2-18 right there. Going to be tough to surpass. I mean, Veer was one of their better players yesterday, and he goes 6-17 in that one as well. So across the board, just struggles. And once again, you got to give the credit to Era's squad for how coordinated they were. Fantastic communication on that, and once again, just everybody consistently performing at a high level. And 4 people go nearly double positive in that one. They are going to be a tough task for whoever makes their way in from the upper bracket or from the lower bracket.
Oh no, absolutely, definitely. They're not eliminated just yet. They're sent down to the Gulag series. They're going to be facing off, as Bobby just mentioned, against the winner of our next matchup. So one team will be eliminated here in a minute, but. Kudos to Team Earth and crew. I mean, just absolutely devoured and showed their prowess in that control. And that'll just show you that pure gun skill is absolutely elite. You combine that with victory comms, just unmatchable. So, Bobby, so far so good. We got a game 3 in our first series of the day. We got to see some crossroad strikes too. Are we excited about this next matchup, the Gulag series?
I am. This is one that I was kind of expecting in the grand final. So there's going to be a surprise early elimination one way or another, as we do have Team Rez going up against Team Katarina. For those of you, once again, who may not have seen day one, taking a look at the squads, we've got Rez along with Lucasen, Jez, Raballo, and CoScript. That squad took Era's team all the way down to the wire yesterday, and it was really only off of a reset that they finally found a chink in their armor and maybe lost some of that momentum that they had initially. They'll be going up against Katarina's squad in Marshy, Little B, Shark, and Space. They were sent to the lower bracket by Dark Knights squad. Based on the way that those two teams just matched up against each other, I feel like you got to give a little bit of edge to Rez's team. But I do feel like there was, to a certain degree, Team Katarina's squad underperformed a little bit yesterday as well.
No, I completely agree. I think 2 of the strongest teams here in this tournament are about to face off. I think I still got to give the edge to Team Rez, though, just because of how strong they played, even with a additional content creator against a squad that was filled with all pros. Like there's nothing else in this tournament that is more difficult to square off against than that Team Earth, and we saw why in that control last game. So Rez definitely has the upper hand. We're going to need Lucasen to come out strong and focus, as well as Raballo. We're going to need to see Jazz pop off too. It feels like for so long now we haven't really seen him have that A game brought to the table. I know when he came into the competitive scene as an 18-year-old. He was regarded as the best pro player at that time. Won a championship too as well. But even before then, he was cracked. So want to see some of those, some of those days like he used to have. Hopefully, he'll come out swinging very strongly here in this opener.
All right. Well, we've got the entirety of Team Rez loaded in already. Oh wait. No, I was about to say Rez definitely has Lucasen on her team, if I'm not mistaken. So it is not the entirety of Team Rez. They're just all in one slot. Working on getting all of both teams loaded in. But as far as the map pool, we got Takeoff Hardpoint for the first time on broadcast anyway. And this is one that I have, as far as competitive COD Mobile, I've missed it dearly because I feel like this was one of the best Hardpoint maps. The number of close finishes that we had just across the entire year of people competing on this map was a lot of fun to watch. And interestingly enough, I realized the other day has never actually been a Hardpoint ranked map, which is so random because it's such a good Hardpoint ranked map, and we have so many like maps that nobody ever plays Hardpoint on in the rank pool. So hopefully we can get this thrown into the rotation sometime soon. Firing range search and destroy for map number 2. We saw Lucasen dropping some crazy numbers on that one and pulling off a 1v3 yesterday. And then we've got another Control Crossroads strike.
Ooh, back-to-back, double dose of our favorite maps. Obviously, we didn't get to see enough of it early on. We got to see how you're supposed to play it. Let's see if we get that far today, how this one's going to be played out in the end. So, got to get there first. Hardpoint Takeoff, one of my favorites. Definitely one of those, one of the maps that I anticipated to see in Search or Destroy, because I mean I think it's a great one, but the hard points are just epic. Think back to that 2022 championship. Jez was on that squad, and I think Lucasen was on a team that that played against, and we had a little bit of a mishap. So hopefully those two can synergize and make something happen here on a map that played well for one, and completely just you wanted to leave the venue after seeing if you were a fan of the other.
Yep. No question about it. Let's see. Keep in mind, this is the lower bracket semifinals. The winner of this game is going to be taking on Dark Nick's squad, who's going to look to regain. Admins, do we have any advantage in the upper finals? I don't think we talked about that. Because if it's actually double elim, I think we should
bracket reset.
A bracket reset, right?
I think so too. I think that's only proper.
Okay. I didn't say that beforehand, but I feel like everybody would be in agreement on that one because
it's like one of those unwritten rules, right?
Yeah. And Aerith is in chat confirming to everybody that the event has been rigged for her. So thank you, Aerith, for ruining my chat for the rest of the day. Greatly appreciated. Chat doesn't understand sarcasm.
She's the best.
Goodness gracious.
100%. But no, back to what you were just talking about. Yes. It's not COD without a bracket reset and a double elimination tournament, right?
Yep.
Here we go. Love it.
All
Unless you're running a single elimination tournament, which we're not.
No. Can't imagine running a single elimination tournament.
God, I'm the worst. I'm just glad I was able to tee that up and you that
All right, one more player and we will be good to go for our second matchup of the day. Bobby, how could you? Yes, I'm sorry, guys. We'll go ahead and run a poll. I feel like this one's probably the biggest coin flip of the matches that we've seen so far, just because I feel like a lot of it is probably going to depend largely on the type of day that each of these players is having.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Especially when you got Little B in the mix, man. I said I wasn't going to slander Little B today, but then he came on the screen. It's just like, I kind of got to. But yeah, especially with, a player like Little B on your squad. I would say that these two are a great combination of having pro players and content creators. Maybe the talent leans a little, I wouldn't say in favor of Katarina, but she's got 4 experienced pros And on the flip side of things, you've got a three-headed monster, and I mean, just a squad that you don't want to go against, but you find a weakness in that, you know, you can take advantage of it. So I think it's pretty balanced.
All right. Well, we've got around 70% of the vote going the way of Team Rez for this one. So seems like they feel pretty confident in the power of that three-headed dragon, Lucasen, Jez, and Raballo. I think the question once again is going to be more about how's the bottom of the scoreboard looking. I think the eyes got to be on Conscript and Rez to carry their weight. They did that for the bulk of yesterday, but I think whenever we hit that reset for the control, both of those players struggled a little bit. And on the flip side, Katarina has done a good job of carrying her weight so far, but is once again one of the toughest competitors that they will have faced all the way through the competition so far. She's definitely got to carry her weight. I mean, eyes on Little B too, because Little B is Little B. Anything can happen with him, but I believe he's actually making the switch to AR. I saw him using the Type 19 on stream before we got started, so curious what that change will look like for him.
Battle of the ARs, Lucasen versus Little B. Yikes. Oh, wait, what is Little B? What is Lucasen running? I'd expect on a map like this, maybe an SKS. I did see the SKS pop for space, so we're getting a little bit of nostalgia vibes here in this game. Number one, of course, this fountain side is where the objective is going to be found, and well, Lucasen, he is using a Type 19, baby. He is running and gunning space, dumpster. Good night. 3 off the rip for Lucas as he is starting hot.
He's going to hunt down another, make it 5. That is an early 5 spree, and he's going to find Little B for a second time as that Pred missile has already nearly been earned right here. Could pay dividends, although I think one going to hop out. Top yellow right here. Little B shut down again. Shark, goodbye. Katarina, not today. 9 kills on the board. I think that's half the kills for the entire lobby so far. Verdict, you are muted.
Oh crap, I had literally. That is a bad way to start there. If you were the side of Team Katarina, on the flip side of things, you've got Team Rez, who's just absolutely flying on the tails here of Lucasen, who's opened up a big threat. But with that being said, it's still a very close ball game. Split decision down the middle, a little bit of an advantage in favor of them. 27-18 as we rotate over onto the top side of stairs. Marshy trying to play menace now as we do see Lucasen trying to piece him on through, and that's going to allow space to come on through with his operator that he's earned early from that accelerator perk now as the break does come through.
All right. Lucasen hopping toward top yellow right here. He's got some reinforcements from the backside, and they've got those strong side spawns. Conscript looking for a pinch. See what he can find right here. He's able to find one onto Marshy. And now pressure from the backside, not even needed. They're going to spawn all the way out here. And this is a beauty of a setup. Lucasen, that Pred's going to hit for 2. Jez is going to earn a Pred of his own, and he goes for 3. No, that's Raballo earning 3 with his Pred. And now Lucasen popping the Annihilator. Is this one going sideways quickly for Team Katarina? Absolutely feels like things are spiraling to a degree. Got to reel it back in. It'll be only 3 kills, only 2 for Katarina. And meanwhile, on the opposite side, Lucasen and Raballo both already in double digits.
Already in double digits. Absolutely loving it here for the side of Team Rez. They're coming out swinging hard. Now, even Conscript's getting involved as he's got operators on the hill, too, looking to find anything that's going to be able to keep on through. That operator is going to expire, but nonetheless, he's still on the hill, and he's got Slayers on the outskirts. The break's going to come through the bottom side of the stairs. They're trying to get control up top and down low. Katarina coming through with a big gunny, too, as well. So spawn's not in their favor now as they're going to be hit with a relentless drove of players coming through as Raballo's going to try to smash it through the backside, able to get the collapse on through, and that's going to be, yet again, another break.
Shark's going to be there to at least push back a little bit. 10 kills to his name and an equalizer if he wants it. Looks like they will be able to find some amount of scrap time, and as long as they can hold off this push, should have those better spawns for that rotation of P4 as well. Going to be able to find yet another right there onto Raballo, so they do a phenomenal job of addressing that onslaught from Team Rez. And Rez struggling a good bit so far off the start of this one. Only 2 kills to her name, 2 and 13. her biggest focus is just going to be getting on that objective and trusting her teammates to be able to hold the line for her.
Yeah, she's got to play that support role, and she did it so far pretty decently in the first 2 hills. Now she's going to have to pick its slack up now as things are starting to get a little messy. A 3-headed monster not producing as much as it needs to as things have gotten a little close now. Looking for a break-in, Little B on the outskirts. He's going to go ahead and piece out Few and through the smoke, able to find the Annihilator shot. Able to almost get the shot on the res. I don't know how that one missed with the movement, just too crispy. Nonetheless, it is going to be Res and Squad on the objective for the time being. They got to defend very well.
I think Marshy knows that Jez is here. He's going to get shut down. Lucas in response with that 27th kill of his own. And Katarina getting a little bit of a spree to go her way as she's able to lock in some hard point time for her squad. One player going to peek that corner, but no kill for Raballo. Trusts her teammate to slide in, and Shark does the rest of the work. So they're going to be able to lock in scraps, and we have a near tie game here as we head back to P1. She's going to opt not to take that top side control and instead see if she can battle for this hardpoint control. One player above, that's going to be Raballo, shuts her down. The 3-headed dragon continues to slay. It's a question of how long can they continue to hold the line for these 2 players.
They need to do it well now. It's time starting to dwindle here on this P1 site. 45 seconds. It's just a toss-up here. Whatever you can get your feet on the hill or you can test, see who gets the better of it. 27 seconds went in favor of Team Res, the opener. Now it's time to put your money where your mouth is. We do see Team Katarina starting to strike the kettle as they take the first lead of this map. Can they continue on with it? Now Shark playing the objective. He's got 70 seconds plus. Nobody in sight here for the contest as operators are out in the abundance there for co-script. Not going to be able to get some shots onto the first initial, but able to put a little bit of collateral damage in on it as he does find some kills finally, but Marshy able to do the damage to take him on through. Harm's done though, and that's going to be Team Res taking the advantage here right back in their favor if they can get the points on this hill. Nope, they're not going to be able to do it.
Oh no, Lucasen's stuck.
Set up new.
Lucasen is completely stuck on the stairs right here. He's waiting for somebody to kill him, but if I'm the opposing team, I will let him stay alive as long as I possibly can. Raballo's going to look to hold the line right here with the War Machine in hand and cross maps Little B. Finds one onto space as well. Perfect reads at every turn. It is going to be Shark pushing up with those equals, but he gets shut down too in space and needs to find big value for this Tempest. Jez still spawning right next to him. I think he's got audio cues on him. Hits the first shot. And does see co-script right there. His former roommate not going to be able to find the opening kills, but the melee will connect. And he's going to be able to 2-tap there as well. It's Katarina, her squad very much back in this one and to a degree in the driver's seat.
Absolutely. This is going to be huge rotation. Starting to see Jez and squad. They're trying to put as much foot on the hill as they can to contest, but they know what's up for grabs. They can get a full 60 here on this rotation. It'll definitely pay out as he's already made his way over towards that spot. We got co-script and squad trying to play in for that support role. Raballo looking for some exit kills as well. They're trying to set the line for a backside spawn, and they've got it located for the time being. 7 seconds for this objective to pop open. It is a manhunt scramble trying to figure out how to get this break on the initial opening.
Marshy nade up top onto Jez. That'll give them that top side control to be able to find a push right here. Question of how does Team Res respond? She's going to pop equals here. She gets shut down by Little B with an Annihilator in hand. Trades do go their way. Katarina, no value for that claw as of yet. But 2 players right there. The damage is there, but the kills are not. Lucasen can be able to hold the line before getting traded out. Team Katarina right back onto the hard point space. Another nice 2-tap right there. That SKS working wonders. He's on 32 and 19 so far in this one.
Oh yeah, the combination of him and Little B coming through massive for that backline break. Knew exactly what was up for grabs. Played it very well. Unfortunately, though, it is going to be a back and forth affair here. Not really going to be able to get any time off of it other than the initial 10 seconds from the break. But a contest nonetheless, and that's going to keep them in the driver's seat rotating over the P4, where we already see a little bit of traction there for Lucasen and squad. Lucasen has gone rage mode. Go ahead and check his device, Bobby. He's activated it. He is pissed as he's got 6 in the feed. Already popped that pretty as well. This opener's looking like it's going to be a firm hold for them.
Yep, he's a very big reason they are still in this one. 45 kills already. We're maybe 60% of the way done. Jez popping that Sparrow to see what he can find. Takes himself down, but takes down Little B with him. So that'll hold the line at least for a little bit longer. Space looking to reinforce with that SKS. Not easy to use in the close range, but he's got a whole lot of hours with that gun. they're going to be able to break on through and going to be a nuisance to take down in the top side of those stairs. Going to be on Shark to try to shut down the push with the equalizers in hand, but I don't know if he's got a whole lot of ammo left. It looks like they're going to be able to force their way through the front side, but Robalo taken down off of that War Machine. All kills going yellow, and Shark has earned full streaks. He's going to be able to shut down the initial push here too.
This is massive. Great. Time after time, hill after hill, they've been able to maintain the lead as well as build it. 60-plus seconds now. Make it 70 as we see the rotation over for P1 net reset. Third time around, the hill or the game will end here, chat. At some point, this P1 again out in the open, very difficult to gain a lot of traction. But if you are to sign a team res, you're going to need to go hard. You need to go play this objective. You just can't sit back and play these power points. You need to be all hands on deck.
Lucasen nearly on 50 right here, but they have not found a way to convert these kills into a whole lot of hardpoint time. Rez gonna hop the objective here with equals, but once again, there's nobody on the objective. It's just sitting there unoccupied, and that's definitely been a bit of a glaring hole in their hardpoint game plan. Is they haven't seemed to have that needed chemistry to consistently reoccupy the hardpoint when needed. Little B gonna find two with that Annihilator in hand. Jez finds a couple for himself, but once again, hardpoint, nobody to be found. And even if it just means throwing a smoke and trying to sit in the smoke for a little bit of time, they've got to find ways to pick up these little bit of scraps, and they have not found a way to do that so far.
Yeah, they're down by 50, Bobby. They got to make something happen here. They have not been very successful on these P2 open objectives as well. So it's going to be detrimental that they find themselves onto these power positions and hold on for dear life. The open initial advantage is going to be in favor of Team Katarina. Space holding the back lines down very thoroughly. 41 on board for him. The tandem duo of him and Little B has been a nightmare to deal with. 41 and 37 respectively. And they're just going to continue to bleed them dry. Break's finally going to come through on the backs of Robalo. Now he's got a War Machine. This is a massive operator if he's going to be able to utilize it properly. We know he is probably one of the best in all of the world.
Right now they're playing Protect the President, and Rez just trying to stay alive on the hard point, but once again, not going to be able to do so. Shark breaks on through, and once again, his pace been difficult for them to deal with. Lucasen nearly on 60 right here. Takes down Marshy, trying to single-handedly hold down this objective. But once again, only 15 seconds of margin for error right here. Really can't afford to give away anything. He's going to be able to pick up the rest of the scraps, but his teammates need to find a break early. Jez has already rotated into the top side right here, and he's got an opportunity to blow this up. Katarina's going to drop. One more there. Shark gets shut down, and that could be the push that they're looking for as Coaster's going to pop the claw.
It is, but oh my god, dude, Jez and squad just needed to wait a little bit longer. The point is going to be broken if they hold on maybe a little bit more. Those spawns, though, absolutely in their favor. Little B and squad, they're just manpowering it. All hands on deck on the objective. Nobody here to contest. It's all predictable. You can't take any other route. It's chat. It's over. 250 to 197. And you go back to that last play. I mean, I know a lot of things happen, but man, you got to wait for that one to develop a little bit, a little bit later. As Jez gets a bit antsy, has to take that gunfight, then all hell broke loose. The spawns were locked in for Team Katarina. Can't make anything of that. Too predictable in that turn, and a great game one for them.
Yeah, it just felt like I mean, once again, that they were finding the kills, but those kills were not being converted into hardpoint time. It feels like a lack of chemistry. I don't know what that change has to be, but Jez, great game as far as the kills go, but only 14 seconds in the hard point. And I think whenever you do have two players on your team that are not necessarily as familiar with the way that the competitive hard point works, you got to be a little bit more flexible in your ability to play around the hard point. And once again, a 60 bomb for Lucas that ends up going to waste as they drop map number 1. Keep in mind, we're going into a search and destroy where he has been completely dominant throughout the weekend, so don't count them out quite yet, but just more consistency in those top 4 players for Team Katarina, and she did a phenomenal job on the objective as well.
Absolutely. Kind of even across the board as far as kills and whatnot go, but when you look at that hill time across, it's spread out. Everyone north of 30 seconds on the right-hand side of your screen. And then you got 2 minutes in favor of Shark. When Shark's your point player, you know you're in for a world of hurt. That guy can slay and play the hill like no man's business. So I love the roles that all of the players play. This was just like the perfect map for them. You put them on any other map, it might be a different ball game, but on a map like Takeoff, you've got an up close and personal guy on the hill with Shark, and then you got Space, who's terrorizing at a distance and even up close with that SKS. And then even Little B. I mean, I know he goes negative, but played very well with his operators, and played great perimeter control with his AR role. So, hands down, a great start here for the map. 61 for Lucasen. That's something we've seen a lot of. That's tough, man.
Keep in mind, he's playing at 90 MS. Like, he's just doing this game in, game out. But there's only so much that one guy can do. So we'll see if they can turn things around here as we get ready to head into the firing range. Looks like we got everybody readied up. We are good to go for game number 2. Once again, a big question mark going to be Space, Little B, not necessarily fully in practice as far as competitive goes. Will those snipes be on point to be able to compete with the likes of Lucasen? And it looks like maybe Rez pulling up the sniper as well.
Yeah, Rez is known for her snipes, man. She had 10 yesterday. Well, nearly 10. Might as well have been 10. All right. We'll see how she does now as we see her take the bottom side of wood. Marshy with a great nade to open it up, and Team Katarina looking to strike blood early. Space going to be able to get involved, and I didn't think Shark was going to win that. I was watching Rez's point of view, and that one was ugly, but Reb there for the 2-piece in return. He's down to his lonesome in a 1v2 situation.
I mean, I think he's got as many kills right now as he had through the first 7 rounds yesterday in Search and Destroy, so that's definitely a good sign for their squad. Opportunity at the ace for him. And he's going to spot out Shark across long right here, a heady that he can work with. And Shark's going to peek it anyway. He ends up paying for it as Raballo takes the ace in the first round.
There we go. We're going to take a look at that statistic after the game, that lone wolf. I want to see how that pans out, see how that works out. What a round there for Reb. That'll probably be him. That's all he can do for the rest of the game, though. 5 kills is too much. My guy does not play Search and Destroy. That one was well executed, though. There it is.
There's Little B's first kill and make it his first 3. They drop like flies right there. Lucasen and Rez all alone, and now it's Lucasen with a chance at a 1v5. Not quite as easy as managing a 1v3, and especially getting spotted out. Katarina's already on the flank right here. He's going to have nowhere to go, as we do have the response from Team Rez right there. They tie things up at 1-1.
Here we go. Tied on up. Said that was it for Raballo, and surely enough, he gets part of that 3-piece. It was the first one to go in that last round. Little B heated on up. Tie ball game, though. Let's see how they approach this one. It's a little bit of a slower developed one. Nothing slow about Jez's route. Well, never mind. I thought he was going to go for it. Through the smoke, he's going to be hesitant. Shark going to be able to open up the first blood as he's gotten aggressive. Looking to get more, but Rez able to shut him down, and a great revenge frag there for her.
Got one player on the flank. Once again, that's Katarina holding down the B side. Jez going to be first point of contact if he wants to make the push up, but he's going to opt right back toward wood right here. And it looks like they're kind of just game planning for what they want to do. No real map control, not a whole lot of information. And the majority of that util has been used as well. Gotta keep an eye out for Little B. And right as I say that, he finds a pick onto Raballo. Once he starts hitting those shots, you've got to be careful. Jez finds the response. Having picked up that sniper off Lucasen, and now we're into a 3v3.
It's even. They got a cushion onto that B side. I don't know if they'll realize it. Let's see how long it takes them to develop that throughout this game, but right now they're trying to brute force it, push it right towards that A bomb. And Space is the only one here to kind of lurk and see what's going on. He's going to play that notorious head glitch, and Jez is going to spot him, but is not going to be able to hit the shot. Instead, he's just going to be forced to go ahead and plant that bomb. Space is going to be taken down by Rez on the backside. Now Marshy, the only one here, is a real threat, and they haven't sniffed him out just yet. Let's see what he can do. Oh no.
Wow, a hit marker. Honestly, a shocking hit marker right there, given how weak that she was. But she's going to be able to back up once again as he keeps throwing shoulders. Turns on to co-script. Opportunity to 1v3, but not a whole lot of time and needs to regen. Jez opts to peek the corner, clutches up the round, and Team Rez retakes the lead here.
Yeah, that's an odd combo. The J358 and a shotgun. I'm not sure that I bet my life on it. You saw he got caught trying to go for a gun. And that kind of was his demise, but he's going to stick to the game plan here as he's got the heavy and taking that sight here onto the trailer. 2 players now as the defense now starting to redirect. They got a little bit of even spread across the map instead of having that lopsided A push or middle of the map kind of presence. Right now, it's a very slow and developing round. We're 30 seconds in, and not a shot has been hit.
Little B is going to be the one locking down the B side this time. Katarina is back up, and Raballo is holding down that long angle, but a little bit of an off one. And he ends up catching Little B off guard, so that's now kill number 6 for him. You got to think Katarina now on an island. This could be an opportunity over toward that B side. They really haven't tried to capitalize on it at all, especially with Little B out of the equation. If they've got any type of util to work with, could open things up. They seem very committed toward the A side push, and it looks like Bomb going to make its way up. Right now, Marshy, first point of contact right here, going to play off that audio cue.
He's just so patient, lurking in there, just waiting for anybody to make any kind of transition. I think that's why Jez didn't make the play on through. Jez has also got the SKS and pretty much mounted here onto this 10 site now. Again, we got 40 seconds left to roll. They've got to make a move. And with the redirection of the defense here, they reallocate players back over towards this A site. They're just going to wait patiently as they should. Space is going to be spotted on out as Jez going to be able to creep them on through. In the footsteps now. I mean, they've got to push it. Reb's going to go ahead and seal it. Marshy going to try and get some shots at a distance. Not going to be able to nail anything, though, with that shotty. But here comes Shark to clean up the mess. And Jez just still lurking in the presence as Marshy gets taken down to the background as well. This could actually work for them. They just got to get this plant down.
Space sees Rez on the exit, but can't hit that initial shot. And she's going to be there to clean up the rest. Now a 2-round lead for Rez's squad. Looking to force a map 3. They've seen confidence so far, and especially for them to do it without really any major contributions for Lucasen is that much better. Space trying to hit some shots through the smoke. Nothing going to connect right there, and it's chaos through the mid-map, but Marshy connects with a double kill through. Shark finds another for himself. CoScript gonna get shots off initially. No kill. Rez is able to pick that up, but all down to CoScript. It's a 1v4 for him. And Katarina all on her lonesome. He's going to receive a beam right there, but with the bomb down and a 3-man that are very content to play together off the end of this one, it's going to take a lot of really good timing to go CoScript's way to have a chance.
Yeah, that's your 1 in a million. If you really think about it, CoScript, a very finesse player, very niche player. But in Search and Destroy, it's one and done. And you turn your back at the wrong angle, just like that, it is over. 3-2 as we're getting into the last round of the attack here. Team Rez didn't start off hot, but developed a little bit along the way. Now in a little bit of a pickle. They need this game in order to take it to a control. Obviously, they'd like to have more rounds before they flip. Let's see that B hit. It takes them 6 rounds, Bobby. And look at this. Space is just feeding them now.
I can't believe they're still running down that angle after watching 2 players drop through the wall. He's going to get the 3rd there as well. And they close that gap in a matter of seconds. 3-1 into 3-3 as we flip sides. And we'll see if that flip gives any amount of momentum to either team. But right now, it definitely feels like it's in the camp of Team Katarina.
Okay, I see why they didn't push B at all the first 5 rounds. That is just such a nasty one-sided angle. Lucasen finally starting to pop off, though. Able to find the first 2 bloods as Rez going to be able to get involved as well. It's Katarina who's trying to, get a little bit of healing done before she takes an encounter, but it's Rez running the map rampant. She's got 7 on board, Bobby. She may not be sniping, but she is cooking here at firing range.
We might see another opening round ace, not ace, but flawless. Not meant to be right there. Shark does pick up 1, but it is going to be Jez there to clean things up. And once again, Team Rez take the lead here. Jez actually making the switch to the UL. Just a whole assortment of different options for him. They're making it work. They pick up the bomb and seemed very confident on the defense to get things started. They're actually going to send all 5 players toward the B side of the map. One's going to drop in the hands of Space. That's Raballo. And now Lucasen very out of position right here. They're going to have to look to play through wood as they have no map control over toward that A side.
Yeah, they've got bomb going down too. They got more problems than anything. Little B going to be adding fuel to the fire. That's 2 down in exchange for none. Lucasen and squad now going to have to digging out the trenches. Coach Script trying to get a little antsy. Nate's going to come through and force him on back. No real kind of traction on through it. You got Marshy, who's just lurking in the background. He's going to be able to find shots on a 2. Whoa! 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 What the hell was that flip? A guy just absolutely dusted Jez as he enters through that bottom side of 10. Good God. My guy's on something right now. He's got some of that gamer substance in his in his body.
Well, just like that, we tied things up, and the flip of sides not really seeming particularly advantageous for either team, as both get a decisive round to open things up. Looks like this time Team Katarina gonna opt to play this one a little bit slower. Lucasen looking to control the mid map right here. Space and a lot of good damage off those first bloods. We'll see what he can find. He and Little B 6 kills apiece. Marshy with 7, 9 for Shark. Fantastic consistency. Definitely a much more passive approach off the start of this one. And over on the B side, for Team Rez, we got Jez locking things down. Interestingly enough, with an SMG in hand, but definitely looking to play those tighter angles.
Absolutely. You got Ribalo, who's like in the middle of the map, it's like a floater, just in case anything goes south for Jez. But nonetheless, it's a solid approach here for the boys and girls over at Team Rez. They're trying to figure this one out as they got flipped, and let me just tell you, it was a nasty round last. They're trying to make that not happen here, and so far, they've done a great job. It's a little bit of a stalemate. With that being said, if it's a tie, it's definitely going to go in favor of the defenses. Now they're going to have to make a move. Here comes the hit over towards the B site. Nade for info. There's the trophy. Marshy trying to make something happen as Jez is going to be forced down. And there goes Ribalo. He's going to have a little bit of help too. And that might just be a little bit of a push. Look at the defense's approach over towards B. Meanwhile, everything action-wise is happening at A.
Timing could not have been any worse for Lucasen, but he gets the shot to go anyway. And I believe that was the bomb carrier, as he's going to be able to find a huge pick, gets that info on the bomb pickup. Ribalo finds one onto Katarina, but now Time, very much the enemy of the offensive squad. That bomb's going to get picked up again as Space finds the kill, but all they got to do is not die. I think he's going to be able to get the bomb down, though, all onto Ribalo in the 1v2 right here. As they back up, Marshy has his back. He doesn't realize that Shark's right behind that tin. He hops up, but the timing doesn't go Ribalo's way, and Shark finds the kill.
Mind over matter right there. You know what's up play. You know that bomb is the most important thing, and boy, the Shark play that snake in the grass all too well. Perfect timing for him. I say there's COD timing is a thing, but there is just something about a pro's mentality. They know how to create that timing, and that was 100% Shark making that ability come through in fruition. And a great round to clutch it up. Should have never even got that far. Nonetheless, down to the last second, bomb plant goes down, well executed. They take the advantage too. With that being said, 5-4, slow round developing space. Oh, goes big with the first blood, but Jez able to find a reciprocator as this B site's getting barked at. It is going to be Katarina who's going to be forced to back on down. Now it's Shark trying to pick up some frags to go along with it. So, Bobby, you've got a little bit of an eventful round 11 here.
I mean, Shark has single-handedly cleared out that A side, so you got 2 lurking toward American and 1 all the way over at B. That's Jez. Oh, but he's going to drop. Space watching the flank right here, and this is the perfect setup for Team Katarina to force match point. Wow. Huge kill right there to close out the round, and they have a chance to advance on and guarantee a top 3 spot in this competition.
That's huge. Top 3 is massive. That means more money. But with more money comes more problems. You're going to be facing off against one of the best there up at Team Dark Knicks as well. We'll take the challenge, though. We'll have to get there first. Last chance here for the side of Team Rez to see what they can do, make it happen. All hands on deck. They're getting aggressive, and I love it, Bobby. 3 down instantly.
I can't remember last time I saw Ribalo with any SMG that was not the USS 9, but he's popping the Fennec out right there and going psycho up the mid-map. It pays off. I don't anticipate that's a game plan they'll be able to pull off for a second time, but definitely a risky look that pays off big time for them. And you get 1 player in the mid-map. He's going to go back to that lurker role that he's been on. And once again, 11 kills. One of the better search and destroy maps that we've seen out of him Team Katarina going to sit back, do not want to overextend, and Space is going to be able to find first blood on the res.
Oh, and look at Lucas just desperately wants to find any kind of retaliation. His life is way more important than that. Space going to go ahead and chuck the nade on through. Lucason's got him in sights. Jez going to be able to find one on Little B. And that pressure over towards the B site starting to get a little bit intense. It's a big kill for Jez, but Lucason going to be out. The snake in the grass. The shark going to be able to find the reciprocator. It's down to 2, Bobby.
It's Coscript, who's not had a whole lot of success so far in this one. One player directly above. I don't think he realizes and needs to stay alive for as long as possible to try to get any information. I think he heard an audio cue for Space right there. He's going to sit back. Jez, see if he gets the audio cue off of this one, and Marshy hops up behind. He reads it to perfection. Coscript finds one, but now he's in a 1v2. Nade cooks toward tires. Bomb going down right here. We'll see if he gets time to go his way, but it's not meant to be. And Team Rez is eliminated from the competition. Team Katarina advances on to the lower finals.
Well played. Well executed. W spot there for Jez, too. Just couldn't hear the hop up quick enough. And that's massive. That's probably the difference maker in that round right there. I know you're down 2-3, but, you know, Coscript able to get a frag off of Shark was huge. You're able to stay alive in that instance. Even if you don't kill Marshy, you still have a better shot, and it's very unfortunate for Team Rez. Well, very fortunate for our ladies and gentlemen over at Team Katarina. We said they were big dogs for a reason. We had them at favorites. Look at that. 13 across the board for all 3 top fraggers. Little B sitting on 6. That's quite all right. Katarina with 3. Wow, what a game.
Yeah, tough way to go out for Lucason, especially after the dominant weekend that he had, only 5-10. Definitely uncharacteristic for him, but once again, it's tough to be the top guy for every single game, and unfortunately, not able to really convert there through the closing round. So it's Team Katarina now facing off against, like you said, Team Darknix. And Little B's got some people to thank as well. I know Marshy made a post yesterday about having to carry a Little B. He did find some big-time kills. It wasn't a lot of them, but a few big-time kills to earn them some rounds. It is definitely Shark, Marshy, and Space carrying the bulk of the load there, and 13 kills apiece. Actually, the exact same stat line, 13-7 for all 3 of those guys as they now head into the lower finals.
That's great. When you got 3 people in Search and Destroy, especially who can put up those kind of stat lines, you know you've got yourself a locked and loaded squad. They were locked in for that one. Started a bit rocky, had their ups and downs, but ultimately came out on top, and that is exactly what you want to see out of a winning team. So, Marshy, an absolute dog. I think when you said you posted that picture, did he drop 60 kills in that game?
Yeah, I think I saw that. That was lower bracket, right?
Yeah, that's huge, bro. He's on something.
He is. Well, that team is going to stay in the lobby as we now get prepped for our lower finals. It is going to be Team Katarina versus Team Darknix. For those of you who missed our first match of the day, Team Darknix, obviously herself, Dazi, Veer, Grizz, and Indra, losing to Team Aerith to get the day started. It was definitely a good matchup, though. Went all the way to map number 3. We got an interesting rotation of maps here for this lower final. Combine, Coastal, and Raid. How you feeling heading into this one, Birdie?
I definitely want to see that Raid control. We have yet to see the Hollywood Hill. Well, we're guaranteed to see it in the grand finals. I don't want to spoil anything, but I would love to see it early so I can get a little bit of repetition on it. It's been a minute. Combine, though, is going to be interesting. I know we saw that yesterday, but who did we see play that? We saw Team Aerith and Team Rez.
Yeah, it was.
Or was that?
It was Aerith's team against Aelin. Yeah.
Okay, so well, here we go. We're gonna have 2 new experiences for these guys too. So this is definitely gonna be one of the interesting matches too. So Darknex squad absolutely OP. Couldn't get the job done in their first matchup of the night or of the day, wherever you're at, the morning maybe. Can they get the job done here against a very hot? Very, very, I mean, not streaky about it. It was a 2-0 sweep, and it was convincing on both fronts. Granted, the games were close, but a very gun-hot, heavy Team Katarina.
All right. Well, I think if you're Dark Knight squad, you got to have eyes on, particularly, I think Indra and Veer, I feel like, are the X factors for this one. Indra definitely struggled, I think, particularly in the control, but didn't really have a major impact, I would say, in the earlier maps as well. And then Veer didn't necessarily perform poorly, but was really the carry for them in a number of games yesterday, and this wasn't really up to that standard today. So we'll see if he's able to regain as we do get the rest of these players loaded. I think all the players that were just in here left. I don't know why. They got to play again. But it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out with the switch of the maps. Just a quick look back at our bracket and our prize pool for those of you who haven't seen it yet. $10,000 on the line, $4,000 for that first place spot. But regardless of where you finish, if you're in one of the remaining teams, you have guaranteed yourself at least $1,000, which is definitely not a bad day's earnings.
Oh yeah, completely. And you doubled yourself from that 4th, 8th, place spot. It's 500 to 1,000. I'll take it any day. Obviously, we're trying to get our queen share of that 4,000 though. That's if you're doing maths out there, I did it for you. It's $800 a person. However they split it. 5 people on the team. Yeah, that's right, Bobby, isn't it? And then 500
Yeah.
place. Yeah. Okay. I can do math still.
Quick maths.
Quick maths. Yeah.
Well, you want to run them through the rules real quick again, just some of our restrictions and everything that we got in here?
Absolutely. So you're going to get your normal gun bans with the exception of the USS and the Odin. It's just too cracked, too OP. Had to get it out of here. Normal operator skills, lethals the same, as well as the tactical utilities. The map pool we've seen a lot of. New additions, Combine, and of course we got to see a little bit of that takeoff, which isn't on there, but it is a map that we played already. So that would be on the Hardpoint side of things. And we're going to have an interesting best of 5 here coming up. We'll have to see how the captains choose it. I know we were talking about double elim, but we're going to let them decide if they want, the winning team to have an advantage in one regard or another. We're going to get back to you guys if that does change.
All right. We do have our updated bracket up as well for anybody who was wondering. We did have our lower bracket matches through the first couple rounds in the lower bracket off broadcast yesterday. Obviously, our captains were still streaming those whenever they were playing in them, so if you would like to go back and check them out, I know we had a few competitive ones, especially, I think Team Katarina versus Team Aylin was pretty tight, and same for Bloom versus Rez. I do feel like those 7th and 8th, or 6th and 5th and 6th place teams were very competitive and absolutely had a chance at advancing on, just didn't quite notch those wins whenever they needed them. So we do have most of our players loaded in. Once again, it is going to be Combine to get things started, and definitely was a very mixy map, and we've also seen from the map that Aerith played on it, able to snowball substantially to close some of those gaps. So we'll see. Could be a very up and down roller coaster type of map for us.
Yeah, it definitely could. It's certainly a lot closer of an affair, if you would say so. Those chain 2 to 3s. I mean, if you can chain them, they're up close and personal. The first point and the 4th point completely wide open. I would like to see how Space and team adjust. Obviously, you're gonna have Marsha, who's just gonna be a maniac in everything that he does. But I want to see how Space and Little B kind of change their approach, because you're gonna have Little B who's fresh to AR role. So he's not really going to know any of the power positions as of yet. I mean, he's going to have an idea, but how he's going to be utilized is going to be massive. As well as Space, who, notorious as we saw on that first map on Hardpoint. Devastating with an SKS at distance. But, this map being a little different, how are they going to change their strategy?
Yep. No question about it. We do have all of our players loaded in, so we should be good to go once we get those room settings changed. Make sure to vote. Right now, we got 63% voting Team Katarina. I don't know. Is that maybe a little bit of recency bias? Didn't these two face off yesterday? Or am I tripping?
Oh, they did, and Dark Nix took it in 2, right?
I believe so. It was Yeah, Dark Nyx versus Katarina. That is actually very interesting. I mean, that's recency bias if I've ever seen it. Obviously, it was a good matchup, but that's kind of wild that the voting is that one-sided for a matchup that we've already seen one outcome for. That being said, I do feel like we saw substantially more consistent performance out of Team Katarina today in their first matchup. So
Correct.
It is absolutely a possibility that we could see a similar outcome.
I do have it pulled up. It was a 3-game spread. It ended on a control standoff. This is 3-1. The opening hardpoint 250 to 212, 7-4 in the search and destroy. Dark Nyx team took it in that express because that's where Katarina got crushed by the train. I remember that all as well. And I think the train gate led to, just what the hell, throwing everybody just kind of throwing everything out for that game 3 because it did not look good in that 3-1 outcome. But nonetheless, less talky about it. Yapping is done. Let's get to the gameplay. We'll just watch it happen and see who's going to come on top. It is the lower round or the defeated side. We could have missed opportunity for the conquered round or conquered stage instead. We're trying to use those queen words, but we'll get all technical later on. Nonetheless, let's get into it, Bobby. First to 250 to win.
Space locking down that top side control, takes down one and should open an avenue for a teammate to reinforce, but Dazi is there. Cleaned up the remaining players, takes down another 2, and he's on an early force spree, locking in hardpoint time. Trusting his teammates to hold those opposite edges. No outside map control to be found, and he's going to get somebody on the hardpoint to help him, and now he's going to be able to back up to try to play for these streaks. One player looking to make the wrap right here. Unfortunately, we don't have a fully functioning mini-map for this one. He's going to get taken down before any streaks are earned, and Shark makes his way onto the hardpoint to soak up some of the early time for Team Katarina.
Yeah, streak's not really that massive here in these next hills to come, but it would have been nice to have nonetheless. Outside of Dazi, nobody really frying on the right-hand side of your screen. We got Indra and Dark Nyx with 3. On the flip side, it's a pretty even balance of things. In an early start and an early advantage going in favor of Team Dark Nyx, but the rotation over to P2 going to be up close and personal. Dazi yet again back on his edge. It's going to be Shark there to deal the damage to take him on through, and that should solidify a little bit of an opening here into this P2 objective rotation.
Shark's only going to find 1 before getting shut down, trying to push out those spawns a little bit. Little B only has 1 to deal with on the backside, make it 2. Dazi's there to do the damage. He's already made his way into double digits, finds another onto Katarina, and more players to be dealt with, but he has not had an issue with it so far until he's met with a Marshy. Equalizer's going to be shut down, and Marshy making big time plays right here. I believe that was a War Machine I saw for Little B. No, he's actually back to rocking the Annihilator right here. He's going to be able to take down Dazi, damage from the backside, and they're going to be able to find the push on in, as this has been a very mixy start to the opening map.
Yeah, it is. Good little, nice little flood on in as the break does come through. You're doing a great job of just mitigating the damage, but nonetheless, it's going to be a retake as the spawns do favor the side of Team Katarina. They're going to be able to make a lot of ground up on that rotation, but right now they're banking on getting a break here late as they're going to be on the late rotation. It is going to be Indra in the squad and Dazi in the back line trying to hold down the force. Where's the hit going to be coming from? You can see it on the mini-map if it's pulled up. They are going to be trying to flood that left-hand lane, and that's going to be 2 off the rip there for Marshy as the operators do come through. Now they've got plenty to work with. Let's see if they can get the break, Bobby.
Dazi trying to anchor spawns right here, but an Annihilator in the hands of Little B. Space with the Tempest, and they completely flip those out. Dark Nyx going to drop as well. Not a whole lot of missed shots between those two, and the feed continues to go blue. 1 player flips out the spawns, but Dark Nyx has 2 on the hunt for her. She's going to get shut down right there. It's going to be Grizz in the top side. Grab Vortex in hand, but not connecting. Katarina shut down. And they find a way to force in from the front side. Huge value and easily the best start we've seen for Little B so far in this tournament.
Absolutely. We were asking about how that strategy was going to change. Well, he's just going to run and gun. He's going to do Little B things. And this time around, it's actually going to pan out. Last 10 seconds, looking like it might go in favor of Team Dark Nyx as they're going to evacuate the hill. It's going to be Little B wrapping the rear. Oh, hello. There's someone behind you, an Indra. I forgot to count him. And now the rotation over to P4 is on the opposite side of the map. Out in the open, a little bit more different than we've had from that 2 to 3 hill rotation. Let's see who takes advantage of it first. It does look like Team Resin Squad can have a little bit of an advantage, but for how long as the hit is coming through the middle of the map? and a quick sweep for the side of Team Dark Nyx as they're going to be able to take the advantage yet again.
Little B looking to break on in, but Indra's going to pop that claw, and that's a great spot to have it. A lot of bounce damage angles, and can zone off a lot of area with it effectively. We said he was a player that really needed to show up, and he's done so big time. He's going to earn a pred right there. The break is still not going to be found. It's Dark Nyx doing the rest of the damage. That pred's going to go ahead and drop. Oh, wow. I'm watching like a combo POV of a pred and an AR, and I don't know if there's any way for me to escape this right now. All right, there we go. We're out. We're out.
You got to love it. Great bounce back here for Team Dark Nyx as they were able to take a lot of time off P4. They had the lanes covered. They had everything, objective covered as well. And Dark Nyx herself starting to get mixy in the feed as well. The 3-feed and the combo, this P1 reset starting off in their favor. They got all the power positions. They got the backside set up for P2. And they got Dark Nyx on a tear. Absolutely ripping those. She's going to have to get involved down low. 4 in the feed, looking for 5. Space erased. Little B deleted. Oh my God. Let her eat.
Wow. Shark doing everything that he can to open up that hard point for his squad, and they're going to be able to hold it for a little bit right here. Veer picks up a couple with the War Machine, but unfortunately not going to be enough to break on through, and it'll remain uncontested for a good bit. Big gunfight for Grizz on the low ground right here. Shut down, and Little B, a juicy 3-piece, 27 kills for him. Not going to be able to flip out those spawns as he gets shut down, trying to throw out the Hunter-Killer. I don't think he quite knew how many people he was going to be greeted by on that opposite side. They got some decent map control right here. Going to be tough for him to deal with, and not quite going to be able to get the turn onto Indra.
Not quite indeed. Now Grizz's crew got the setup. They're looking for the denial, the grab vortex. Perfect play here. Just go ahead and put it at all the doors. Just wait for the hit to come on through. They're going to cipher in some way or another. Looking for those spawn flips and something to come through as Little B, or I'm sorry, Shark going to get devoured by that. That's 3 in the feed. And no spawn control equals no hill time. And Team Dark Nyx absolutely running the tables here on this rotation.
It's one thing to try to break this hard point at the beginning of the game where nobody's got any additional util, but once those operators start to come in just one by one, you can cut off those choke points so easily. And this has been a near perfect hold for Dark Nyx squad as they've now moved up 20 points. And doesn't look like they're going to be giving up control of this hard point anytime soon. Shark breaks his way on in, and space is there to reinforce. But it seems like likely a matter of time. Fortunately for them, they should have spawns out toward new right here.
Yeah.
And they've got a great setup heading over to P3.
Yeah, they desperately needed that. They sent a few over there just to contest, maybe see what they can get away with. And now it's all about this rotation. Last time around, the P3 setup was in favor of Team Dark Nyx. Now the tables are on the other side. Let's see what Grizz and crew can do with it now as they're looking for the break. It's Shark in the window. He's going to be able to shut down one before he's gone. The hold's looking pretty immaculate so far, but they are getting devoured on the outlines. It is a big hold off the rip. Those spawns doing massive work as well as Veer.
Oh, space, a big 3-piece right there. Needed that, and Shark's going to be able to pop his equalizer, so he just full sends it into the mid-map. I don't know if he got maybe as much util out of that as he could have, but Marshy's going to keep things held down on the inside of the hard point for the time being. Comm should be there. The Indra's 1 HP at the top of the stairs, and the hipfire somehow doesn't land. Veer, War Machine going to find 2 right there. And a big amount of clearance for them, as I believe they should have spawns. No, that's going to be Little B still spawning in the back, but they're able to spawn trap right here. And Marshy's going to get shut down as Team Dark Nyx extends that lead out a little bit more.
And this is devastating, too, because the opener here on the P4 rotation the first time around was in favor of Team Katarina, and they didn't do a good job of holding it. On the opposite side, the break was immaculate. It was very early on. They just knew how to cover the lanes a lot better, and it showed as the contest is actually going to come through early on. It's going to be Indra just playing this narrow gate. Unfortunately, he's going to fall in a big-time hold off the opener. Now the spawn's going to be a little antsy. It looks like they're going to be in Narnia, Bobby. This is going to be a long, intrepid transition. Let's see if they can find themselves out of it.
Oh, Dark Nyx hitting some beams. She's been a difference maker for them in this one. You look at the battle between the captains. 30 kills versus 10. She's going to lurk across the mid-map to see if she can find any additional players, but as she reinforces the point, Trophies go down, and she'll sit back and wait for the play. Doesn't realize Katarina's making that wrap through mid. Marshy, War Machine, battle of the operators right here. Marshy's actually stuck inside the grab, but able to get a couple additional shots from the War Machine to go out right there. Veer's going to be here to reinforce for Team Darknix. It looks like they'll be able to get the scraps right here. She's going to opt to pop the Annie. See what map control they can get. One more player above, one below. Shark shuts her down.
Oh, massive. That's huge for Team Katarina. We're going to see them open up here with a little bit of advantage, numbers advantage, but Veer, one shot, able to creep his way on through. Looking for anybody for the exit kills. Indra going to be devoured, and bad timing for Veer, but he's going to be able to create his own timing. Able to take down one. Katarina and Little B able to get involved there in the play, and that is going to be a complete hold. Needs 6 more seconds to take the lead. Let's see what they can do with it. Lanes are covered completely. Veer now on a vendetta, trying to get to the objective himself. Smoke on through, able to contest, able to get the hill, but it's kills on kills. Back and forth we go, Bobby.
Grizz is playing so ratty right here. He's actually going to be able to sneak up to height. Shots don't connect for the kill, but he gets the information and the assist right there and hops on through. Trying to get Darknix the lead back in this one. Those spawns have flipped, and this has certifiably been the money hill so far in this one. That was a big-time play from a big-time player. He's got 40 kills to his name. There are no operators to be found right now. They're going to have to force their way through with nothing but Gunny. Fortunately, Space gets the charge on his Tempest. Gets Dazzy there as well, and this could be the push that they need.
They do. They did it. They gotta take the back line now. That trophy saved. Indra perfectly played, but Veer and squad now got the control in their hands on the back lines. Can they make the most of it? Its answer is no. Marshy and crew just letting their slaying powers come through. Operators out for Katarina. Able to get a little bit of collateral damage, but she's all done and dusted. Here comes the hit. The break, it was inevitable. And the equalizer out is going to reinforce, and that's it, Bobby. The advantage right back in the hands of the players over at Team Darknix, as they've got 30 seconds they need to capitalize on.
I mean, if you're Team Katarina, it's not even the end of the world, because I think they've already gotten substantially more time than they got last time around. They flipped spawns, but I don't know if that's best case scenario for them. The Hunter Killer doesn't hit, but you want to have those strong side spawns for the rotation to new. Did my emulator crash? All right, switching.
That's okay. You can already see there's already an influx of players from Team Darknix already making that backline approach. Dazzy leading the pack. He's already here. Only 6 seconds needed to shut this one down. 19 in favor. If you're Team Darknix, hold the line. If you are the side of Team Katarina, you need to get this break. You need it to happen soon. 5 seconds left to go. Bobby, this is it. The end of days. Game 1 down in the books. 250 to 231. In a very, very dramatic game. A very dramatic ending. And a great way to start it out, man. I talked about the approach there from Little B and Space. Little B fried. Space picked it up, but I mean, the same approach could not be applied as we saw in that hardpoint on takeoff. Clearly well played there for Darknix. And I mean, for 35 kills on board, holy hell. She did more than Marshy.
I mean, we said the difference makers were going to be Indra. I mean, Indra was the best player on that squad. I'm not even gonna lie. Indra, second to last pick of the entire draft, 40 and 34 with 2 minutes and 23 seconds in the hard point. Oh wow. My gosh, what a performance out of him.
Oh, he's cracked, dude. I think it started early too. Like I said, that P3 or P4 break, and the lanes were just covered so well, and he utilized his claw to perfection, holding down exact angles that needed to be played. I predicted the spawn super well. My guy has played this map a few times. He knows what's going on here, and it showed. The objective time is, I mean, that is just downright disrespectful. Only other person close to 2 minutes on the left-hand side of your screen is Katarina. All right, we need something to change, and it needs to happen. It needed to happen sooner than later. Obviously, we didn't get very much game after that P3 rotation, but wow. What a way to start it out there for Team Darknix. Maybe that recency bias was overrated.
Yeah, absolutely. They really locked it in right there. And once again, the consistency across the board for Darknix as a captain, going even, minute in the hard point. Veer, maybe not the map he was having last couple days, but definitely on par with the rest of the squad. And Grizz, you got to give credit to him, made some big time plays. Pretty much single-handedly flipped those spawns for the last rotation to P3. And I think that's what gave them that little bit of edge. Even if they did give up some time on it, it was enough for them to be able to take the win.
Absolutely. I'm geared up for it. I'm here for it. We got a newer map added to the S&D rotation as well. It's a very known rank map, a very well-known rank map. Wanked. Rank map, but it's also one of those competitive Chinese maps that we love to see as well too. I'm so glad it's getting introduced into the S&D map pool here globally for competitive. This is one of the better. I mean, if anything, it's very comparable to Tunisia, but without the second floor anomalies too. So you got the basement, but that's slightly different. I love to see this map in the lanes that are being exposed. We'll see how they play it. Need a bounce back here from Team Katarina. They were so hot in that last series. They really need to step it up here in this surge.
Yeah. And 5,000 damage for Little B, but team comes up short. Most capture kills for the team. Indra on the opposite side had 20 capture kills. He was he pitched a tent. He pitched a tent in the Hardpoint, and he was not leaving unless somebody made him. And unfortunately, there were not enough players to force him out. We now head into the search and destroy right here. It is going to be on Coastal. It looks like we got all of our players in and ready to go for game number 2.
Here we go. Let's get it in. Let's get it on. Let's see what's going to happen. First 6 rounds on the offense. It's Team Katarina. They got to take their destiny into their own hands. Let's see how they come in locked and loaded. I'm absolutely here for it. As we do see a little bit of a slow approach. It looks like they want to smash a little bit of the utilities over towards that A lane to see what they can get. Nade barely misses, but oh my God, Veer, what a chuck. Able to smash one in Marshy, and that's a huge kill off the rip with the opener.
All right. Indra's got things locked down over here on the B side. One player there that could potentially contest, but Shark looks like he's just trying to play for information off of this one. Right now, nothing to be gained as it's a very passive offensive approach initially, but they're going to group up over here on the B side. Marshy's already been taken down. Little B's going to be first point of contact right here. Doesn't spot anybody out quite yet. It seems like they've got an idea. Indra cooking a nade right here. He might be able to do some damage.
Almost does damage to himself. Nonetheless, Little B able to take him down. Dazzy there for the retaliation, but Little B on a streak now. Oh my God. I don't know how that first one missed, but the second one, follow up. Everybody gets one, he says. 3 kills on board for the Madman as he's going to be able to start off hot here in this one. Bomb's going to go down. 3v2, 2v3 for the retake. Util's out for Grizz. Here comes the hit. Oh, no.
Shot doesn't hit. I mean, 2 opportunities to clean up the ace right there. Little B not going to be able to manage it. Shark fights, takes down 1. And Little B tucked in tight right here. Should be able to at least do that opening damage for Katarina to be able to clean it up. Veer got to make a move. And he's not going to be able to hit the snipe. Little B cleans things up. And that's 4 kills for him in the round.
What a way to start off. As someone who is a momentum-based player, that is massive for Little B. We'll see if the mistakes from the last round will help them even better coming into this one, as Marshy fell victim to a great nade from Veer off the rip. Was excited to see what he was going to be able to do on a map like this, and nonetheless, he fell victim to a massive nade. No mistakes there. Trophies down for him, and everyone's kind of fanned out across the map. Both sides, backlines being held there for Veer, but the smoke on through is not going to allow Little B to have any kind of transitional awareness, as we do see 3 now starting to make that rotation on the defense there. This team Dark Mix is trying to reallocate the players, and I think that's being read well here for Little B and crew, as they're going to go ahead and try to smash this A long.
Well, Shark has made his way all the way through mid. Darknix had that locked down, but I think peeks away at the worst time possible. She's going to get caught off guard, as is Dazzy. That defense has been blown wide open. And one more player on the lurk. It's going to be Grizz there to clean things up. The damage has been done. Sight's been taken. Veer's able to take down 1 as well, but the plant should go through here. With things completely locked down on that stair side. Nades go over top, don't connect. You gotta get this bomb down sooner than later. They take a good amount of time to do it, but Grizz on the lurk right here should have seen somebody, but Katarina's right above.
Oh, Grizz getting away early on is just, I mean, devastating. He can have a huge impact this round. Katarina right in his sights, as well as Marshy, who is on a little bit of a heady on that box side. Can't really see him, though, as he does throw his shoulder, and he is going to be spotted. There's a call out. All three hitting from the same angle. I don't quite love this, but they're going to have to roll. Here comes the aggression. Marshy going to be able to reciprocate. He's going to be able to find one space, going to be able to find another, and a cleanup there for Marshy as he finds the last. 2 rounds in a row. Marshy being a huge factor in that one, but Grizz could have certainly turned the tides there if he was able to at least take down Marshy. That wasn't the case.
All right, had to get the emulator reloaded right there, but it should be good. In Space hits a nasty shot across mid to get things started right there. That's a first blood that you love to see if you are Team Katarina. Gives you that automatic advantage. It looks like Marshy getting aggressive across mid right here. They once again have that pressure toward the B side. Really pressure on those snipers to find those opening engagements.
Oh, Dark Nick shuts it down. Sniper's going to be collected, though, by the teammate. And it does look like Katarina and squad are going to be heading for the hills. 2 down, make 3. Whoa! Space on his game. Now they're just going to go ahead and brute force push it. Last player alive's Indra. He's in the base. And this would be a bad read, but nothing's bad about the gunny there from Shark. They clean sweep them 3-0 so far, Bobby.
Yeah, it looks like there's a good chance this plays out pretty much the same as it did yesterday. The search and destroy discrepancy here seems to be pretty substantial. Unless we see some adjustments being made. And they actually send everybody over toward the A side. B is wide open. And gonna play for retake right here, despite the fact that we've yet to see an A push, at least off the initial for this squad. Darknix is gonna be able to find one onto Marshy. But bomb does make its way over toward that B side, but might get caught off guard right here as one person's up. That's Dazzy. He takes down the bomb carrier.
He does indeed. Now they're trying to swoop on in through. Space stuck in a corner here. Oh, Killer Sheet or Dazzy not going to be able to check his angle. What? Oh, well, Space died. Never mind. Oh no, he's still there.
No,
what? Is he just not moving? He's just playing creepy, bro. That's tough. Might have had something come up, but nonetheless, Shark able to hold his on, able to take some charge. Almost turns on Dazzy. And now it's all down to Space, who was trapped in a corner for the longest while, trying to serve some shots behind the bar. Gets eliminated. Not quite sure what happened there, but very unfortunate for Space. He had 2 in the hand right there.
That was confusing. Wish that I had seen his POV of it, and maybe it was trying to play for information and help the teammates get out, but unfortunately does not pay off for them right there. Katarina's still looking for her first kill in this one. And once again, Darkness squad just content to play behind these boxes and kind of force Team Katarina to take those initial engagements. Space holds down that mid angle. No easy crosses here, and once again, we'll kind of wait for them to find those initial picks before they start to take any of these engagements. But, oh, Dazzy's going to find 2 right there. And Space has no idea. He's creeping forward further. You would have thought that he would have had an inkling that that move was being made, but that's 3 huge kills for Dazzy.
He's gone absolutely massive here in these later rounds. 3 in this round. Absolutely huge. Would love to hear the call-outs there from Team Katarina, but Marshy and Katarina are last alive, and Marshy's playing on high graphics because he was trying to snake his way through the grass. I'm not sure if it shows up on low graphics. Well, no, it does. Actually, I'm on low, and I'm on 120 FPS, and you can clearly see the grass. Oh, eliminated. That one was not as sneaky as he thought.
Dazzy's the one-man wrecking crew right here. Catches Katarina off guard as well. 4 or 5 kills in that one. And he single-handedly handed the round to Team Darknix. So now 8 kills to his name. Only 3 deaths so far in this one. They're sneaking their way back in following that 3-0 start.
Yep. Start off in a blender, but we always talked about it. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And right now, they're finishing the latter portions of their defensive rounds pretty immaculate. Let's see if they can keep it flawless. Trophies down in the A-line site. We got a little bit of traffic coming on through, as it does look like they're going to be trying to make something happen here. Bottom side of the staircase, Darknix, Captain v Captain. Dazzy going to be taking some shots. Let's see if Darknix reciprocates on the bottom side. Dazzy just absolutely mowing him down. Katarina going to give away her location too, and she's just going to go ahead and fold it on over. Darknix creeping in the corner. Only 1 kill on the flip side of things, and now it's down to 1 player. Indra going to be able to eliminate that. That is all squared up as we get to the flip.
That Offense unraveled very quickly for Team Katarina as they started off 3-0. Immediately give 3 rounds to the opposite side. We'll see if they can make some adjustments here as they get their opening defensive rounds and find a way to take the search and destroy, looking to force a map 3. Dazzy doing some damage to open things up here. He's going to be able to find one. Grizz pushes forward, does get shut down. No, doesn't get shut down. He takes down Little B. Now all on to Marshy and Shark here. It looks like we're going to have to switch back to the iPad maybe for the rest of the day. The emulator just not cooperating.
The game is just too OP, bro. That's 4 rounds in a row. They are all gas, no breaks. And you got to start to think, when are we going to see a flip up? We got a dual sniper setup, and it's just not paying out. I know that Space and Lil B have 13 combined, but when they're smashing that B site like that, like looks like they're going to be doing the same thing. We got to either redirect or we've got to reallocate. To reallocate gun sources, you've got to be taking down some of those snipers. And as soon as I say that, Space says, shut your mouth, Verdict. Know your role.
They're going to be able to get onto that B site regardless. Dazzy continues to spray through the smoke right there. Right now, it's Shark playing that lurker role, but he's shut down as Dazzy finds another 2. Just like that, the 4v2 turns into a 2v2. Couple of snipers for Little B in Space, but they have struggled in these later rounds to find picks. Have not been able to hit the flicks off that aggressive play, and now they're going to hop up to play some unusual angles. Space has lurked all the way through, and I don't think they have any idea he's here. Veer's gone. So is Dazzy. Just like that, Team Katarina are back in it.
Well, I'll just shut my damn mouth then, Space and Little B. You guys are the last 2 alive, and none of you died. You clutched up for the crew. The 2 snipers making mince work, just absolutely handling business there. And I didn't think they could do it in a close, you know, a CBC encounter like that. But Space, just, I mean, ice in his veins. Antarctica going big. It's a free first one. The second one, certainly a hard opponent to do so, indeed. And that ends the drought for them. Veer going to be able to open up the first blood here as they smash this A site. And I love this collective effort out of Team Dark Nyx.
Yep. Completely in control right here. One player already down for Katarina's squad. And a very difficult site to retake just because of how many different headies you got to deal with right here. They've got that opening room locked down completely. Katarina looking for info across right here. But they are all tucked into corners and have to make the first move, but the wall bang hits. Grizz is going to drop right there. Dark Nyx has lurked across, so she doesn't guess it properly on that one. And there it is. Dazzy sliding through. Huge 2-piece. Little B. 1v3, not meant to be. Team Dark Nyx back into the lead.
Man, it's just so hard to predict. And you smash twice over towards the B site, and then you throw a curveball, catch them lacking. A for free. Only 1 casualty on that last round, and the defense is quaking. This is a game that they need to take us to a control. And with the momentum bouncing back and forth, you gotta favor the squad of Team Dark Nyx as they have just absolutely figured it out. Grizz gonna be able to find the reciprocator as the first blood goes through. Shark is out of the equation. And they've got the A side too, but is it a trap?
They don't realize that Marshy is flanked all the way under right here. Indra's gonna drop, and he's gonna be able to make his way to the heady. Bomb hasn't gone down right here. And it was a calculated risk, but seemingly a worthwhile one, as they can now just spray down those walls. No real points of entry. And Marshy maybe gonna wrap to look for some wall bangs. Katarina drops. And now it's all on to Little B and Marshy right here. I mean, everybody's playing inside this room. If he takes one spray through the wall, it's free as can be, but maybe the ranked reps not quite as reliable as the competitive reps, and that first shot not going to connect, but Marshy is there. Dazzy's weak, but gets the kill anyway. Marshy not going to be able to shut it down, and that's now 1 round away from closing out the match and moving on to the grand finals for Team Dark Nyx.
Uh-oh, everybody in chat is upset. What was that, 70% voted for Team Katarina? That is not looking likely right now, as we do see yet again another curveball. We're heading over to the B side. Katarina and squad need to go big. First blood in Space as he does find the nade shot, but is concussed. Katarina going to get traded on through. Shark going to be able to find a reciprocator, make it 2. Still 1 decisive. It's Indra able to shut it down, and it's down to him and Veer. Make that just Veer now, as we do see Marshy starting to fry on through, but it's Veer going out in his bag, able to take down one Wyndham. That was a quick round and a great way to bounce back to stay alive.
Whoo! Pressure is certainly on, but they are up to the task. 10 kills on the board for Space. Dazzy working on a 20 bomb here in Search and Destroy. Consistently getting kills every single round, and now a very odd plays. They're gonna full force through mid right here, and there is nobody left to defend. Little B's the closest point of contact, but they have completely given that up for free. Nobody watching that stairs angle. And an absolutely devastating mistake right here is now Little B's got to find a way to get a pick. Katarina taking shots through the wall right there, but not able to connect. And they've gone prone, so it's going to be tough to find that opening shot, but Little B connects onto Dark Nix.
That's massive, but you still got to clear off the site. Wallbangs are going to be immaculate here. This Little B shooting for his life. There's 2 more to deal with on inside there. And you got Marshy wrapping the backside. It's big, but it is Dazzy going big. He's got 21. Not going to be able to make 22, but it's Marshy. Gonna get shut down. Space to last. Oh, he gets boxed out. In chat, we got our grand final set. 7-5 victory on a big clutch there from Grizz. And wow, that escalated quickly.
Oh my gosh. 20 bomb for Dazzy to close out the series and advance to the grand finals. Wow. What a performance out of him. Put the team on his back right there. Team Katarina is consistent across the board with the exception of their captain, but man, oh man, they did not have a response for Dazzy.
Wow, 2-0 sweep. I was in both games too, man. Dazzy's just a freaking nightmare. Obviously, Indra didn't pull his weight in this one. Didn't need to do too much because when you got someone who's dropping double digits, make that plus 20 in Search and Destroy. Good God, he just did that sneakily too. I know he had to have had an ace that one of those rounds. I want to say he did. Lone wolf kill. He doesn't have any lone wolf kills. I don't know. I still don't know what it means. Statistic.
Yeah.
He had 5. I guess he had players next to him. I don't know. I don't think it matters. But what does matter is Team Katarina is eliminated, unfortunately. And then that means Team Dark Nix is trying to get their revenge in the grand finals, Bobby. I can't wait to see it.
All right. Well, I'm interested to know if Team Aerith opted to get side pick or if they wanted the bracket reset. I will ping our admins and see which of those we are opting to go for right here. But at bare minimum, it will be a best of 5 between these two teams. I guess we'll take a look back at our bracket, which should now be fully updated. We'll get that refreshed real quick and take a look right here. Not quite fully updated, but you can put it together for yourselves. Team Aerith awaiting them in the grand finals. And Team Dark Nix taking down Katarina's squad 2-0. The two teams that I think most people favored to win the whole thing already eliminated from the competition.
Yep, absolutely. It's been a hell of a day so far. We've had our ups and downs. We've had our scratching our head moments. And we just saw what happened there. What could have been a beautiful game 3 leads us to a very poetic ending. We started that day with Team Dark Nix and Team Aerith squaring off. It went to a game 3. They got devoured in the control, sent down to the lower bracket, and they were able to take down Team Katarina, which we just saw. And just like that, they're going to be able to get their taste of revenge. I don't think we could see anything that could have played out perfectly for them. Team Aerith, we expected to be here in this particular moment, but certainly I think we valued a few teams over them. Rez's team being one of them, Katarina's team being one of them, and hell, she beat Team Katarina twice. So definitely got to give this girl her flowers. Made a hell of a run so far.
No question about it. That was, I mean, just across the board, so many people that we didn't expect to have a big impact really showing out right here. And this has been a really fun tournament to watch. We appreciate everybody that has watched so far, whether you're here or in one of the player streams. I'm sure this is, you can say it's rigged as much as you want, but this is set up to be the most viewed final because Dazzy and Aerith, kind of the two biggest content creators competing in this one, and they are going to face off once again. Dazzy, once again, going back to the fact that he's dropping 20+ kills in Search and Destroy, put the team on his back right there. And I think the question right now is, if you're Aerith's squad, like, have you been practicing, or have you kind of sat back and chilled? I would think you want to stay as loose as possible, and that is one of the potential downsides of coming out of the upper bracket, is maybe you're not quite as comfortable, not quite as in rhythm.
I did peep the VCs. They stayed in there for the whole time. I don't know if they were active. But I will say that if I'm going into this, if I just won the grand finals, I take a break after that matchup, let my devices heal, or I'm sorry, heal, get juice back up, and then go back to scrim and watch some of these games and see how it unfolds and see who's your potential victims or your potential adversaries for next. And it does look like we won't be seeing a reset. It will be the advantage of picking the sides there for Team Aerith and crew. So that is an interesting one. They want this one to get over with. They know that they can handle it in one. They don't need a reset, Bobby.
Yeah, we're gonna
except for in that control match where they lost. We're not gonna lose, but I don't know. It was a toss up.
All right, we do have our maps already set for the best of 5. We got Takeoff to get things started once again. Meltdown, which we actually haven't seen all day. Did we only have Meltdown? Maybe that was happening in off-broadcast matches, but I was excited to watch the Meltdown, and I don't think we've gotten to see it so far. Then we've got Raid for our control map, Hacienda Hardpoint, and Firing Range S and D if we go to that final map. Obviously, heading into this one, a little bit of a mental advantage, I would say, for Team Aerith, knowing they've already taken down this Dark Nyx squad and had a couple pretty convincing maps doing so, especially that control.
Yeah, and even in the maps that they did lose to Dark Nyx, it was a close one. The S&D literally divided by, just a few mistakes. The timing for Pabzera on that Tunisia map where, Vague was able to, was that Vague or, no, it was Grizz who was able to clutch up, I'm sorry, and get the timing perfectly. You go to overtime, that one's a flip of a coin as well. So to say that, and they got destroyed in Summit and they got destroyed in the control, you've got to be favoring Team Aerith. And like you said, you've got to be, pretty confident coming into this matchup. But I wouldn't be too high on my horse. I would definitely stay as humble as possible because this crew is coming off of a very overwhelming performance in both the Hardpoint and Search that we just saw.
All right, we got everybody loaded in for Aerith's squad. I don't know if there's any one player that you can really pinpoint on this team as being the dominant force throughout the weekend. I feel like we've had really good maps. Aerith doesn't know what a bracket refresh is.
Oh my God, just tell me you're not a COD player without telling me you're not a COD player. Come on, Aerith. She's like, I've never been in a losing position, Bobby.
I don't know how Vague couldn't explain it for them. I don't know what's happening right there, but that's okay. Tough. We'll get things situated. Obviously, if you look at Dark Nyx squad, I'd say everybody's kind of had up and down performances, with the exception of Dazzy. But Indra absolutely showed out, and I think his performance in that match is a big reason that they are here, because I think if you go to a control after, even if you win the Search after losing the Hardpoint, I don't know if that necessarily goes their way.
Wait, repeat that?
If Indra doesn't perform well on that first map, they lose the Hardpoint. I think we could be looking at a very different series.
I think so too, but the series that unfolded was Indra popped the hill off. Mm-hmm. And, the case is here is, how is that going to translate again to Takeoff? It's just a completely different map. We saw how well he does on close quarter maps like that. In relative, it's a linear map. It's not very big. The rotations are pretty set and locked in. You get those spawns, you pretty much have the money hills. And then on those, maps that the rotations where the hills are open, how are you able to capitalize? That's where he accelerated. That's where he soared at. So on a map like Takeoff, I can see him doing well in the first 2 hills, but how's he going to lock it in for 3 and 4 that by far the hardest ones to break?
Yep, no question about it. Team Aerith, we had a miscommunication. We actually they did vote for the bracket reset.
Okay.
So for those of you, if you've only watched COD Mobile Esports in the past 3 years, you probably don't know what a bracket reset is. But basically, it's a true double elimination bracket, which means the team that comes out of the upper bracket has to lose twice. So if Dark Nick's squad takes the win in the first series, they have to win another series
in order to win.
Double elimination, because one map advantage is technically
that
double
that is just tell me that you're thinking about losing now if you need a bracket reset.
Yeah,
come on, Eric.
yeah, maybe.
Come on.
Honestly, it's a little bit. I don't know if I would say it's more risky, but I think you go into that opening match maybe not quite as focused as you could be.
Just getting your gunny heavy, get it back locked and loaded, like get into the swing of things. Maybe you lose the first map. I don't think they're gonna lose a hard point, but man, as a matter of fact, I don't think they lose control. I don't even think it gets to a game 5, Bobby. Unfortunately, I think the respawns are pretty locked and loaded and pretty convincing. Team Aerith's like pro players just know how to lock it in.
Yep, no question about it. It looks like we do have all of our players loaded in, ready to go. Once again, it is going to be takeoff to get things started right here. So takeoff's aplenty for today. Takeoff, Meltdown, Raid, Hacienda, and Firing Range. I am writing up the reset maps as of right now. So thank you for your patience, and hopefully we get these players readied up pretty soon. I know everybody is excited to hop into this grand finals.
About as dramatic as it gets, Bobby. Grand finals, stage set, Team Air, Team Dark Nix. Bracket reset guaranteed. Do we get the same map pool if we do a bracket reset, or we just mix it up?
No, I'm writing up the reset bracket right now.
Man, aren't you just a lovely multitasker? I could never type and talk. Couldn't do it. I think you were leaning on me to say something crazy, and I just happened to ask you a question, and you were happening to make it happen. That's what we love about this duo. What we love about today is it's been, surprises here and there. We've seen Dark Nix's team rise from the ashes, got defeated in the first match, and then didn't even just brush it right off their shoulder and took it to Team Katarina, eliminating them in a very, very close search and destroy ending. Came down to a 1v1. And the refresh maps are out. I'll let Bobby announce them when he gets ready. But this is, we expected Team Aerith to get here again, and a surprise out of this Team Dark Nix team, and a very pleasant one indeed.
Little B with $10 said, I gave it my all chat high verdict. By the way, Bobby, your hairline is receding. GG's to all the team. Little B, chin. Chin. That's all I have to say.
Hey, Little B.
All right. All right. Thank you guys for your patience. It seems like everything's nearly situated, so we should be good to hop into this first map soon. Admin's still got to get the actual map switched, as it is currently set to random. And I also am just now realizing that I've not been clipping it all today, so I apologize, chat, that we don't have any clips to play back. I'm going to grab a water real quick because I don't want to get caught in the middle of the grand final, so we're going to head to a quick break, probably 30 seconds max, and we'll be right back with you guys once our players get ready up. That'll end up on Twitter later, absolutely, no question. Grizz still looking for any type of information, but Katarina is just walking routes across the map, trying to catch him off guard. A little high ground right here, no information, and once again, waiting on him to make that first move.
Okay, no location of where this bomb's at. I just peeked it when Grizz peeked the corner. There is just no way of knowing where that one was. Tucked away behind the little canisters here. As Katarina's now starting to get a little antsy and maybe a little bit of a second guess. We're going to go ahead and try to approach this B side. That's got to be where it's at, right? Whoa, what's that in the background? Is that the train?
Oh, no!
Oh, God!
Train game winner!
No bombers!
Train game winner! Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. It's like I
So an opportunity for them to find some time, but they still get shut down from the back line. Rez pops through to find one, but traded out immediately as well. And right now, air the squad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thank you for your patience. I believe everybody is set, ready to go. Still waiting for Team Dark Knicks to ready up, but after that, everything should be situated. So hope everybody grab their popcorn and grab their beverages. And it's good to go for map 1.
Yep. Told your brothers, your sisters, your stepbrothers, your stepfather, everybody. Hey, get into the room. Let's watch this grand finals. This is about to be electric. We're about to get set to square off at our grand finals. And Bobby, we got a guaranteed bracket reset if Team Aerith doesn't decide to put them out in the first series. I'm not banking on a second best of 5, but I am here for it if it does happen.
I would not be mad about it. I'm trying to think the last time that I saw an actual bracket reset in COD Mobile, and I think it was 2020 EU champs. Do you remember that? Were you around for that?
2020 EU. I wasn't. I remember watching Tribe when they're regional, but I did not watch 2020 for EU.
It was Kings versus some team that doesn't exist anymore. But I remember because Kings were the favorite to win it, and they got bracket reset and ended up losing in the grand finals. Somebody in chat's gonna...
I didn't start caring about EU until I started doing Mobile Mayhem 2021 EU. And that kind of it didn't get dumped on me, but it kind of like, hey, you want to do it? And I was like, sure. Let's give it a run. EU hated me then. I mean, I'm still sure they probably do still hate me, but I still got love for the region.
Sorry, chat.
Oh, we're trying to play that bracket reset already, aren't we?
Yeah. Yikes.
Can't be this confusing. Come on, guys.
Apparently, you and me are the only ones who know what a bracket reset is.
Is that really it? I mean, come on, man. I mean, like, I know this might be some of these guys' first Call of Duty title, but come on. Like, I mean, bracket resets exist in other titles too, right?
I thought so, but maybe not. Cold Esports, is that it? Yeah, no, it was Cold Esports that got reset in the finals. That's what it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Guesses in chat. W's for them.
All right. I think now we have the proper map set, and we should be good to go.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, chat.
All right.
We're here for it, but
bracket reset is goofy. Bracket reset is literally by definition the only proper way to play a double elimination. I
mean, other than giving yourself a one map advantage, which primarily results in losing a map in a best of 7, I'm not a fan of that. Like, I want to see the whole entire thing play out the way it's supposed to play out. If it's a best of 7, you get a bracket reset. I want to see if it goes to game 7. I want to see all game modes played exactly how they're supposed to.
All right, let me get that Elgato audio turned off. Hopefully the emulator decides to cooperate since we are in the grand finals now, and we will see how things play out right here. Yawn finds first blood. A couple of blue kills in the feed. Grizz responds. A couple kills of his own. Does get sniffed out right there, and Vague's gonna get that smoke down and get some opening hardpoint time for Team Aerith.
Yeah, it is. Team Aerith's starting off strong. They know these pro players are absolutely cooking when it comes to playing this objective. Grizz and crew clearing off everything, and at a distance, Sean gonna get peace, man. I know your main AR. Come on, let's just see the gunny come up. Grizz now lurking on the backside. Teammates now racking up the objective, and this is where we were talking about earlier, is that you're gonna be able to find a lot of success here on this objective in the open, and he has so far, putting his team up by 15-7.
Vague locking down the hard point. 14 seconds for him already, and finds another onto Dark Nix. Indra coming down the stairs. Shut down Dazzy, the last line of defense. He's going to be able to find that one, but Neil from the low ground is going to be able to push up. That's some big positioning as the melee kill comes through too. They're going to have Team Dark Nix spawning in those close spawns, so they'll be able to reinforce quickly. You don't want to manage it too lightly, because the spawn trap could very quickly follow. Vague sneaks up the stairs, takes down Dark Nix. 1 HP. Grizz takes a little bit of hip fire damage, and it's Pabzera with a two-piece beauty of a hold to open up this P2.
Yeah, and you can see Team Aerith's squad and knowledge of this map certainly paying off perfectly, because they were able to execute onto that staircase, and they've got all the power positions in the world to lock down this hill. Now it's all about the back end of the last 30 seconds. They've created themselves a little bit of a distance. The contest to the window seal is going to get shut down almost instantly as Dazzy back into the blender. And you mentioned it earlier, this isn't a rank map for Hardpoint, right? And it's kind of showing as the knowledge for the rotations and the access points, not necessarily playing off for a team play.
Yep. Looks like they're going to be able to hop through right here, and a couple scrap seconds for Team Dark Nix, but your focus has definitely got to be on that rotation, and right now it is only Vague on P3. He's going to be able to lock down high ground, get information, potentially some kills too. Indra's looking to lurk back through secret right there. Grizz 1 HP. He's going to peek around the other side. You had to know Grizz, or Vague knows that's exactly where you're going. Dazzy on the low ground may well have to deal with these equalizers, and he's going to hop down, take down Indra, but that's a big time kill out of Dazzy. A lot of operators getting used right now.
Oh, it is. They don't have the spawns, but they're clearing it out, and they've got the hill controlled for the time being. How much longer? Is it built on false hopes? It looks like it is. Indra trying to play the game changer. He's going to get eliminated, but when you don't have those spawns, you don't have quick access to the hill, you're going to suffer. And that is going to be an instant break with 30 seconds left to go. Team Air playing spoilers here early, and boy, are they making it look easy here with these rotations, even late or early.
Yon's gonna lock down this corner. Pred in hand. Not really any angle for Veer to be able to sneak through right there. Yon's actually working on a second set of streaks, as Grizz is gonna get shut down, and he's gonna be able to earn the Pred there. Big time plays out of him. Dazzy continues to make big plays for his squad. They try to close that gap, but nobody rotated early, and they once again are fighting from behind. They have not put themselves in position to start off well on these hard points.
No, they haven't. And even when they do, they just don't really execute. The breaks have just been all too often and all well too executed. You get the spawns there in P3, you get the hill. And right now in P4, they're doing God's work on maintaining this lead. Dazzy and crew need to lock and load. They need to collectively press this effort. I think you hear a little bit more out of Grizz and Veer, but they have been relatively quiet in the slaying department. Veer finally going to be able to make the break. Grizz starting to pick up as he does find a three-piece to defeat himself. Fate going to be eliminated at the top side. This could be a recipe for disaster if you're Aerith, but have no fear. You got a 30-second cushion. There's no damage that could be done to take that lead away from you.
Indra, slow start, but a couple of big-time objective kills right there as they hold for a decent amount of time. Dazzy looks to break from the backside, but not going to be able to shut down Aerith. Vague does the rest of the damage as he shuts down Indra, and that's a full blue feed as Pabzera gets 3 in a row. And once again, the scrap time, the map control all the way here for Team Aerith. Not her best start so far, only 11 kills on the board. Has been able to get a decent amount of hardpoint time and very evenly distributed so far for this squad as Pabzera continues to farm those kills working on a Pred.
Oh, and talk about Pred, here comes Vague. He's going to be able to find one off of respawn, too, and Grizz enters the blender. Dark Nix, another victim. Will Grizz be a victim again? Yes, he will. That's 3 in a row. Vague is absolutely cooking. And speaking of cooking, Bobby, I'm thinking about listen-ins. I'm thinking about Team Aerith right now. What are your thoughts?
I say we hop on in.
But you could.
I got stuck.
You could.
Yeah.
Limit, guys, limit.
Bottom yellow, maybe.
Nice,
P1,
one.
P1, one shot, P1 shot. Nice.
Yeah,
one
Drop
more.
middle, drop middle. I'm pulling.
Blue, under red.
I got 3. Just stay out there.
Okay. Nice.
I'm going next.
Play next,
I'm
play
going
next.
Yeah.
Tape. One, top P2.
We're done.
Top yellow, right. Grease.
Top yellow dead.
Yeah.
One more,
Okay,
one more
I'm
hit,
CD,
P2.
I stay
One on P2. P2.
Okay.
Dead.
Nice. One more hit, P2.
Wait, you want pop EMP or next hill? Next hill, Pabs. This or next?
Top yellow, top yellow.
Just point.
Okay.
Pop it right now. Pop it right now.
Wait, one second.
They have claw. Okay,
I'm gonna pop it. I popped it.
Okay, sit down.
Yeah.
One machine, but
Wait,
Stadium dead. Okay.
Nice.
ATM, watch out. One machine, nice.
ATM dead, nice. Go, push, you guys.
Going.
Yeah, window.
ATM dead.
Two window, low, proning.
Plan point.
To your left. Nice.
One, dip. Stairs dip.
I tell you what, iPad Vig is something else. 38 and 17, and we're only halfway into this one. He is on pace for 70, 80 kills, just straight farming the lobby.
Oh man, dude, I didn't want to glaze him earlier when he was on a spree, but boy, it was hard. The shots are just crispy right now for him. He's on a triple kill here. He's got 3 in the combo. Fortunately enough, Nick's going to be able to find a 2-piece to get a little bit of traction onto the hill, but it's a day late and a dollar short. We're already at new, and guess what? Who's there? It's Team Aerith. A little bit of a blunder here early on. That just really hasn't been corrected for Team Darknix, and they're just going to continue to feed Faye, because he's going to be able to find more after more. He's going berserk, Bobby.
And the thing is, like, Vague is one of the players that is going to be extremely familiar with this, because this was in the map pool whenever his team won champs. So the combination of that and now becoming a content creator, making the switch to tablet, oh my gosh, is he going crazy. Pabzera's there to back everything up as well, locking down that hardpoint time. More hunter killer right there. It's going to connect onto Darknix, and they continue to build on this lead, as it's looking pretty one-sided so far in this one. A lot of people were worried about the bracket reset, but with the level of dominance we're seeing right now, I don't know if we're going to have a chance to see it.
I don't think so, and I think you're onto something, but I also got to point out, this is not a map, again, that we play on rank, so, you know, Dazi and Indra are not going to be very familiar with how this one is supposed to be played. No power positions taken, and you can see they are suffering right now. We had more kills almost in the search and destroy in that last series than he has currently in this one. He's got 23. They're neck and neck, and it's just over and over. They're getting pounded, as Vague's already at 50. He might not get to see that 70. If they just gave him the hill, it might be a chance, but it ain't no way in hell they want to give them a breath of life in this first game.
The only way he hits it is if we start to see a little bit more fight out of Team Darknix, because at every turn they have just been mollywopped. And I mean, you look at the kills, and it's not really that one-sided until you look at Vague up at 50 right there. He's just single-handedly running through this team. We saw that EMP, multiple Preds as well. And he's trying to deal with Grizz, but he's there to shut him down. So finally a glimmer of hope for this Darknix squad. She, Indra, Dazi all really got to start picking things up right here.
Yeah, they do, and they've got a little bit of time to do it. It's not, you know, it's not undoable. Look, you got 208 to 124. You get a full 60. Well, you get 30. You contest here. You do the same thing on P2, and then you get an early setup for P3. It's possible. But if you get taxed here on this opening objective, you are certainly going to be losing.
We got Veer shots starting to get a little crispier right there, so we'll see if maybe some confidence building for this squad. Aerith, maybe a slow start, but a nice feed right there. Neil's gonna pop the ante, see what type of clearance he can get from height, and he doesn't quite read Grizz, so gets shut down. But Vague already nearly on that 60 bomb. He's got equals if he wants them. P1 probably not the spot to pop, but if we do end up going over to P2, could go crazy, but he opts to pop him anyway. He just wants to make his way up to that 60 mark.
Yeah, that's a bold strategy, Cotton. I love it. I'm here for it. 59 to be exact, 232 and counting. Can't close it out here, maybe just a little bit, but a contest does come through, so we are guaranteed a rotation over to this P2 a second time around. Up close, at a distance, 60 bomb accomplished. Vague's done his dirty work, and boys, girls, what can I say? When he's on, he's on. This switchblade in his hand is absolutely disgusting. He is thriving in takeoff.
Dodge is gonna pop equals right here. Gets one onto Aerith, gets Neil as well. We'll see what type of clearance there is, but Pabzera reads the jump through that window, shuts him down. Now Operator's coming out for his teammates too, as Veer's got the War Machine, Indra Claw, and should be able to find themselves sometime right here. It's just a question of how much And where's that grab vortex going? Grizz not finding a whole lot of value on that, and Vague continues to farm. Pabzera, War Machine, lethal usually, but not a whole lot of value for him. And Veer from the bottom side clears out 2, 1 more in the top side, but Aerith gonna be there to keep that hard point occupied, and all onto Dark Nyx right here. She's shut down, Dazi shut down, and that should mark the end of map 1. Vague goes for 65.
Bobby, I know he was probably, no, he may not have. He's probably calmed himself down, but I was hoping that he was in VC saying, guys, just hop off the hill. I got 65. I got 60. Let's go ahead. I mean, just sell it. We can win it on P3. It's an easy break. No, they get the job done there in 2. That third time around, no joke. 65 for the man. Pay him his respect. An absolutely dominant force to be reckoned with. Almost a minute on the clock, too, as well, too. So, high impact. Very versatile, very crispy. Love to see it there for game 1.
All right. Aerith proving her number 1 pick had good reasoning behind it. 65 and 36. My gosh, nearly double positive. And he was absolutely running that map. On the flip side, not really any super negative performances outside Indra, who, like we said, at Combine, absolutely cooked, best player on the team. And I based on watching this, if I had to guess, probably a content creator is Takeoff, not a map that he is likely nearly as familiar with, and it showed there in the stat line.
No, I did. I was looking at the head-to-head too, and Vague farmed him 14 times. That's devastating. 14-3. The only player he didn't go positive against, he went net neutral, and that was Dazi, who started to hold his own towards the end. But all right, we're not even going to wait for this one. I love to see it. It is just going to be a little bit of a steamroll action. Let's see if Dark Nyx can bounce back, as they were able to take a search and destroy against Team Aerith and our opening matchup of the night. Can they do it here in Meltdown? Certainly something a little more different than they're used to, but an OG map nonetheless.
All right. We'll see if Vague can continue his dominance, or if there's a little PTSD from 2023 champs. We'll have to see. He's getting real aggressive through this bottom mid side, and gonna have complete control right here. Should hear Grizz hopping down below, but Grizz has got the better R9 in that situation. Apparently Vague is so dominant that people in chat are accusing him of cheating. My gosh, that's quite the compliment. Unfortunately for him, not going to be here to help his team, but a couple of picks found anyway by those teammates.
Yep, now it's down to 2. Dark Nyx and Veer going to have to make something happen. Grizz finds the opener, that's it. Takes shots there to Dark Nyx as she's getting involved early. Bombs going down over at this B site instead of a 2v3 retake. As they found themselves in a little bit of a pickle, Neil's going to be playing a little bit of a lurker role on the opposite end of his own spawn, and now it's down to Veer, who's got to make a deep wrap. This is going to be damn near impossible.
Aerith locking down that back generator side. Veer has lurked through. She's going to be able to spot him. Absolute beams from the low ground. Opportunity for him as he sees Yawn on the hop up, but can't quite connect over top of the heady, and with only 15 seconds, it's going to be really tough. Neil backs up right here. Should be pistol in hand. Yawn cleans things up, and that's going to be Team Aerith continuing their dominance.
That's right. With or without Vague, they got the job done. Come on, chat. Don't forget he is iPad boosted, okay? His tablet boosted. Don't let that fool you, okay? He is not on phone today. That's quite all right. He probably do pretty well on the phone still. But we all know how it is whenever you're on a pad, dude. It's just something different. He certainly hit hard in that first map. Got hit hard in the first round here. Can he bounce back and not be a casualty? He says he's not going to fall victim to Grizz's shotty. He's going to try and take something in his own, as he does have Indra on the opposite side. Smoke's going to go through. Let's see if he can lurk on in, as he is going to play the patient game here, as Neil's going to come along for support. Neil's going to get traded on out, so Vague's get his kill. They've cleared the site out, and that's going to be an opening for this bomb plant.
Vague hops up right here, staying alive. Aerith and Yawn find a couple more, and now down to Veer and Grizz. See what they've got to work with right here. Not a whole lot as the bomb carrier is able to get away. Not really sure how he was able to avoid the shotgun in the hands of Vague, but he's not able to do it a second time as Aerith's squad continue to dominate in this one, now up 2-0. And only 4 kills in total for Team Dark Nyx. You can see the glimmer of hope maybe fading a little bit as they've struggled to find any turning point so far in this one. Team Aerith maybe a little too dominant.
Yeah, it could be the case, but I know they had a few rounds where it was like the first two, they just struggled to get their wits about them. Let's see if they can get them about it this time. Grizz and Dazzy going to be able to combine for two, but Dazzy's going to be devoured. Oh my god, Aerith is on a streak. Indra finally able to shut her out, but it's Path Zera there for the retaliation.
But it's not over yet.
And I said 2 rounds in a row, and then it was back and forth. This time it's 3 in a row. They're going to have to make a hell of a comeback if they give up this next round.
It's looking rough right now. Aerith's picks, which I had questioned initially, I am no longer questioning. Just so much consistency across the board. Definitely a very well-constructed team, as at every turn they've been able to make adjustments. Even I think they were down 3-2, 4-2 in that round and still bounce back. Neil's finding first blood right there. It's about to get real spicy on the inside, a pizza slice, but Darknyx left all alone. 3 players for her to deal with, and gets spotted out right here. This is going to be tough to get out of. Yawn does drop right there and get some assistance from Indra, but players from mid gonna get shut down. Neil can't win the gunfight, but the rest of them go Team Aerith's way, and once again close out the round, trying to find a 7-0 of their own.
Yep, we got a little bit of a steamroll going. This one's very devastating. And they're doing it on the attack too, Bobby. It's, I mean, that's just super impressive. You take a hit here, you know, you still got a little bit of cushion before the flip, but you definitely want to start to see perfection. You've already done it so well, so far, so good. Now, Yawn's going to be taken out, and as part of that killer sheet, or Dazzy is going to get in 3. Era trying to hold her on. As we did see Darknyx take down 2 in the feed as well, so the captains here going ham, 6 and 5 kills respectively, and now Aerith is on a little bit of a lurk mission. This is the biggest disadvantage they've had all map long. Let's see if the side of Darknyx and crew can take advantage of it. They got to take down Aerith first.
Darknyx on site. Bomb's actually wrapping around that opposite side. And it's going to be all down to Aerith right here. Should be clutchable, and it is indeed. Team Darknyx find their first round and try to see if they can turn things around right here. They're in desperate need of a change of pace or whatever it be. 6 kills for Darknyx. She's leading the way for her squad.
Oh yeah, she's cooking, man. I got the last kill though on the captain in Aerith, who was absolutely frying, caught her off guard. Obviously, it was a pretty undoable situation, 1v3. We've seen clutches, but on a map like this, damn near impossible. Without that bomb, as well as without getting it planted. Neil going to be able to open up the first blood. Veer going to be quickly able to trade on through his Yawn. Yet again, another casualty off the rip. We do see Grizz go down on the likes of Neil, and, well, all of a sudden, on this last round of the attack, we got a clear sight onto this B bomb plant, but Aerith going to get caught doing the deed. Fake cleans it up. Another quick round in favor of the all-too-powerful Team Aerith.
Up 7, or he was 1 HP at that one, and just comes up short. 1 machine pistol bullet shy. See if the flip does anything for this squad, but definitely not an easy map to play on the offensive side. Here, working up through the top side. Nothing to work with. Vague finds that first blood onto Grizz, and Yawn finds another. Man, phenomenal reads out of these players at every turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Dazzy now in a little bit of a predicament. Neil says, I'll just outmaneuver you, outsmart you. Nick's going to be able to find one in the mix, but it is just her and Indra. Indra really hadn't been pulling his weight since that last series. We didn't see very much out of him in the hard point here. He's got 2 breadsticks so far. Let's see if he can make that 4 before we get out of this one. Vay going to be spotted. Nick's very, very collective on the control of that shot. Indra going to be able to seal it out as the call-outs are there. And, well, they've got the bomb in their hands, but they want to clear the site a little more effectively before they go ahead and make use of it. They don't know it, but there is nobody here onto this A site, and the quicker they get this bomb down, the better off they are.
All right. Looks like bomb's going to go down right here. 3 players sitting back, waiting for that initial information, and now they make their moves. We'll see what type of util they've got to work with. Darknyx lurking down. Doesn't quite get spotted by Yawn. She's going to be first point of contact right here. Gets 1. Nearly gets away with her life, but Neil's there for the trade. Now all the pressure on for Indra. Playing the stairway. Wait for an audio cue and they line up! They should be there! He finds the two-piece in the 1v2 in a much-needed time. Team Dark Nyx gets a little more breathing room.
It's like I'm subtle foreshadowing what's going on here. Indra, 2 kills to his name through the first 6 rounds. Able to find 3 in a big clutch. That is massive energy. Roll into this one. Let's see if they can keep that same momentum, Bobby, as it looks like they're going to be a little antsy over towards this B side, but they're able to clear one out. Grizz going to be able to find the opener. That's massive. They got this A lane completely open, but the nade from Aerith, as well as a kill from Vay, definitely going to halt that momentum.
He's going to continue back, checking those A-site exits. Bomb's still got to be retrieved right here. Especially with all 3 players stacked up on the inside of the site. Not sure how they ended up in this situation, but they'll find an exit as Veer finds one onto Aerith there. The thing is, they've got a long way to wrap to try to retrieve that bomb. They got a minute 15 to do it. It's so many different angles that they've got to try to check right here, and Veer's going to look to exit toward mid. Is he going to get spotted out by Neil? That's the question. Neil, weak, but not taken down.
That's a shot you'd like to have back if you're him. Kneecaps out. Grizz pulls the fire out of the shotty. Able to seal the deal, and that is going to give them the player advantage. Now, you got Vake, who's watching all of this unfold. Still up in the top side of the apartments. Just waiting for the hit as Dazi's going to have to force on through. He's already taking shots from Yon as the callouts are coming through. Vake now trying to collect himself. On the bottom side, Veer's there, and he knows what's going on. Bomb's going to be collected. Yon going to be able to get a trade on through, but they're just going to go ahead and focus on the objective with 25 seconds left to go.
Yep, and it seems like Yon knows what their game plan is right here. Nobody crossing over toward the B side. He's going to look to play this retake from mid as it goes down. Veer going to actually lurk to the outside. Question is, does he try to play for that ramp? Ramp? Not meant to be. Dazi didn't think he was going to repeat that one, but felt confident in the gunny. And for good reason, as back-to-back rounds go to Team Dark Nyx and maybe a little momentum building for them.
I want to say Yon just stopped shooting. I don't know if that was like, hey, I don't know if he's going to repeat this or not. I mean, even if he doesn't repeat it, you certainly want to put pressure on that area, but that's a tough way to go. But hey, momentum still rolling in favor of Team Dark Nyx, who fell very, very shy in those first 6 rounds. And the backside of this one has been absolutely there. Jean going to be able to open up with the first blood. Nick's going to be taken down, but Indra on the opposite end of the map now trying to get this bomb plant down. They have a little bit of perimeter control, but they're getting devoured on the perimeter. And they are just getting swallowed whole there, Bobby. Bombs down, but there's no map positioning in order to control that site.
Ooh, Veer hits one. Opportunity for a second, but vague. Off the top rope with the R9 in hand. Shuts it down. Yon finds the defuse, and now 1 round away from moving to what could potentially be the final map of this series and of this tournament. Team Dark Nyx up against the wall. We'll see what they can do right here.
This is it. This is the moment of truth. Are you going to be able to rise up and take us to overtime? You need 3 in a row to do it. A pressure being felt. 3 players over there. Make it 4. They're all conglomerating, waiting for the hit, waiting for somebody to make a move. And no mistakes being made on either front as of now. Yon up top, looking for anybody to come up that staircase. Indra patiently waiting for something to come through. And well, with all that being said, you got Neil who's creeping on through, trying to get a little bit of a peek into the spawn site. And he's got a clear path over towards the apartments, but he might get a little too antsy as Veer's just waiting patiently for him to make the wrong move.
I don't think Veer realizes he's made his way up to Sniper Nest, and if Neil hits a wrap around this little block, that's a free kill. Really all about timing. He's going to check the... No, he's not going to check the corner. Oh my god, the COD timing. The COD timing on this is unreal. I don't know if... Did Neil see him sneak by? He did! Yeah. Neil's going to pick up the kill. And that's a huge second piece to a round that they desperately need to close out. Grizz hunts him down, but the damage has been done. And Bomb is now down mid. Needs to be retrieved, and only 46 seconds remain.
It's doable, but is very, very time pressed, as well as the player disadvantage. They've got to do it. They got to do it quick. Smart rotation over towards that A site. Everything's now starting to develop over towards B. This is a recipe for disaster. Intra needs to go big here on the wrap. Able to find one lacking. That's going to give them a player advantage now. As we do see, Dazzy able to find one too. Like I said, certainly doable, but very pressed for time now as the play's starting to develop. And a lot of time being wasted as they're making their way towards the A site. And Aerith and crew already know the hit's on.
They should know Pabzera's here. He got hit by a flash, and Grizz sneaks through the middle. Aerith going to be forced into a 1v3 to close out the game. Dazzy right around that corner. Indra, tickle damage over the top. Oh. She saw Dazzy. She sees Indra too, not able to connect on the jump shot right here. And now they're forced back, and she's got to get aggressive. Indra doesn't read it properly. Dazzy around the corner has a chance to clutch, but he's not able to do it. Aerith pulls off the 1v3. She takes the map and now has the opportunity to go to what could potentially be the last map of the series.
Ooh, I know that voice chat is going crazy. What a clutch stare from the captain herself. Might be crowned queen after this event. Only needs one more map to do it. To hell with that reset. Even though it was a great map pool selection, Bobby, crowns on top of Aerith Head after this next one is very likely potential after what we've seen out of these two maps so far.
Wow. Aerith goes big for her squad. Stand down. Having your captain top frag is not something that could necessarily be afforded to every team. Vague 10-6. Yawn 9-7. Neil 9-8. Pabzera, some big picks, some big plays for him, and just across the board, looked a lot more comfortable on that map. I mean, you got to give credit to Darknix as the captain herself, top fragging for her team, but not quite as much support, unfortunately, for her.
No, not indeed. It was a tough one to watch out of them for the first few rounds. They started to pick it up, but hell, they took that round in their hands. They just waited too long for it to develop. I think the wrap back towards A was possibly a wrong call, but in the heat of the moment, you've got to stick to your guns. Unfortunately, the play it was just well read by Aerith and just too predictable in my case. I don't know what else much more they could have done, but Dazzy pretty much threw his shoulder and just gave his life away there at the end. And Aerith just says, hey, I'm going to lick my chops and get this clutch. Go ahead and clip it and put it on Twitter chat. Yeah, that's her. She is her, 100%.
All right. Well, that could be a defining moment in this tournament. We'll see if Team Darknix can turn things around, but it's definitely seemed like in the competitive modes, that's really what Aerith's team was built for. They've really dominated there, and or competitive maps anyway. And then you talk about competitive modes, and Control's one that most ranked players will not be nearly as familiar with. So the fact that we're now heading into Control on Raid does not bode super well, but fortunately, at the bare minimum, Raid Control is currently in the rotation, so we'll see if they can really lock in right here and give themselves a chance. Dazzy certainly needing to step up for this squad. He's been at the top for them all series long, but I think the X factor has got to be Indra. Really struggled into the Control yesterday. He's got to find a way to lock in here.
He does. Talk about competitive modes. This is where he struggled out the commit of the maps, in particular. In Control, he hadn't really been a standout. Let's see if he can make an impact. Quick hit over towards the A side. Ring is going to be our B side, rather. Ring is going to be compromised, but there's Vague. Respawns enabled. He is absolutely cooking off the rip. And look at this. They're already trying to put the pressure onto a spawn trap. This one's getting ugly early, Bobby.
Oh, boy. We might have a spawn trap set up very early in this one. Dazzy has made his way out, but I don't know if his teammates will be able to say the same. Vague's now farming. 4 kills to his name, working on some streaks, and he's picked up a sniper too. That is really, really bad. You got to find a way to clear him out if you're Team Darknix.
Oh, you do, indeed. You got to find a way, and you got to do it quickly, as he is certainly going to be a presence that's going to be felt. You saw him in the hardpoint. You've seen him here early on in the Control. Kills very much so favoring the side of Team Aerith. Looking for the clean sweep. They got the brooms out. They're looking for another pressure applied. Indra going to be killed off spawn. Veer going to be able to take down Vague. So that is the nuisance dealt with on that wave. But they're down to 12, Bobby, and it ain't looking bright there on the objective either with only 1 tick onto this B site.
I mean, that's a beauty of a shot out of Veer, but it's a very small dent in a gaping hole that you're currently trying to deal with right here. Vague's going to find another 2. working on those equalizers as they have themselves an 11 life lead. And unfortunately, Team Darknix seem to have met their match in this one, as Team Aerith just, once again, at every turn have looked so well built, so coordinated, and showing the power of understanding the player pool and picking up 3 guys that you know are going to be able to play together, communicate well, and go slay out Vague, now on 10 kills already, 15 lives to 2. And this one may be one of the quicker maps that we've seen out of this so far, as it's 13-0 as they take the round.
Yeah, you factor in the combo of picks, you know, and, you know, the diversity in players. They're all pro. And then the fact that the grand finals just happens to cater to a competitive play set. It's a recipe for disaster if you're the opposing team. Darknix and squad just, I mean, they're not even being able to keep their head out of the water here in these early rounds, including in the search and destroy. This hardpoint as well. This one looking pretty grim as we see some kills going in favor of back and forth affair, but Vague's already trying to run rampant in the spawn. He's got 14 already, Bobby. This is downright disrespectful.
Yeah, no question about it. They've still got 3 more operators charged and ready to go as well. Pabzera. Smoke not going to go exactly where he wanted right there, but still making their way onto this objective. B all but captured at this point. And Darknix not finding that same success that she had in the previous games. Only 1 kill to her name right now, 1 in Nen, just a rough go of it. That Pred's gonna drop to take down 2. Yawn actually takes out himself with the Sparrow. But man, it's just operators for days. Pabzera's gonna pop 2 with the War Machine right there. Neil's gonna pull out his Annihilator, and they are just farming kills on kills on kills.
Yeah.
Dazzy finally finds one right there, but it's gonna take a miracle to turn this one around.
Yo, this is not 34th Street, okay? This is not a Christmas time special. This is like I said, chat, you're gonna have to close your eyes. This is very ugly. Might end up on some restricted websites later on. This is a smackdown, to say the least. 1 player v18. This is not hell freezing over today, Bobby.
This is not what I was expecting either, because I feel like the last matchup between these two was substantially more competitive.
That's it.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Which, I mean, hey, it goes all back to who you picked in, you know, in the draft. That, you know, you pick a competitive team, you got the competitive and the ranked side covered. You pick, you know, the fun teams. A lot of them are already out. They were out day 1.
Yep. Well, Neil's just continuing to cook with this sniper in hand. They seem to have all the confidence in the world as they're now up 5 lives early and continuing to run rampant in this one. Neil, Pred missile at his disposal if he can find another kill right here. He reads that one onto Grizz. I don't think he's made an incorrect read all game long. Watching that Zig entry, it's just streaks on streaks, operators on operators. And once again, Team Darknix just desperate to escape this spawn.
Yeah, they got a foot on their throat and another one on their hands. They can't get out of the spawn. They can't get out of this trap. They can't get out of, you know, any of these gunfights. And they're losing consciousness, Bobby. 23-12. This is it. We're going to crown a queen. This ain't a Game of Thrones either. It's not going to go back and forth. It is just one decisive victor. And Aerith squad is making light work of it. 7 players left standing, 22 players on the opposite end. They're trying to make it on out, Bobby. It just ain't happening.
Well, Dazzy looking to escape one final time. Looks like it's not meant to be. Darknix gonna pop the Annihilator right here. 7 seconds remaining. Even if they can stay alive, it's not gonna make a whole lot of a difference in this one. And Aerith, all those hours put in on COD Mobile paying off big time. Her squad comes out on top. 3-0. Dominant victory here on the raid control. And they will take the win as she is crowned the queen of COD Mobile.
Give her her roses, chat. Pay her her respect. Just very well-rounded in the game. She's got a straight gunny. She's got a phenomenal situational awareness. And obviously knows how to pick them. Look at that squad. Vague just happened to absolutely cook in this series. Excluding, I wouldn't say excluding the search, but You didn't need to do too much in order to win that one. A very nasty combo of players in tandem there, and I mean, just from across the top to the bottom, like this one was highway robbery.
Yeah, and I mean, you can talk about the gap between the ranked players and the pros, but the pros were getting cooked in that one too.
Yeah,
Veer 9-18, Grizz 7-19, and Indra we said was a question mark. He needed to step up. He arguably did the best, but still just not enough compared to the dominance that we saw on the opposite side. And I mean, Neil, triple positive nearly right there. He was having himself a heck of a game. Congratulations to Aerith and her squad. Very well deserved. You are our queen of COD Mobile, and we'll take a quick look back at that prize pool split up in a second once I get everything situated. It's nothing to scoff at, absolutely, as they will be taking home $4,000 for getting that first place spot.
W format, W tournament, W prize pool right there. 4,000 for the queen share, and the queen herself absolutely cooking in this tournament. Started a little slow, but boy, did she put the pedal to the metal as the days progressed. This has been one hell of a tournament, Bobby. I gotta say, I don't know who orchestrated this or made this one happen, but I love to see it.
I mean, shout out to COD Mobile for making it happen. Shout out to Sylvia, and I guess technically we can call it Mobile Mayhem staff. There's no Mobile Mayhem right now, but those are the people who made everything possible, and they definitely crushed it with organizing everything, getting the players where they needed to be on time. And also shout out to Dom for the graphics. He crushed it on the graphics package for this one. Very, very clean. Also, congratulations to Team Darknix. I think they surprised a lot of people, and I'm definitely going to have to tune into some of her streams because she was cooking at a lot of different points in this competition.
Oh, definitely no pushover. Definitely no pushover. One of the best girls, or captains at least, in this tournament. And I mean, in any format, I've seen her compete now for a while. When Mobile Mayhem did do the girls tournaments, she was one of the top 2-3 finishers every single season. One of the best gunnies in the game. Obviously, got this far, just couldn't stand up to it. The map pool selection, ultimately, I would say, just fell on through, and that's where things started to crumble. You get a different search and destroy. I wouldn't say a hardpoint map. Hardpoint definitely didn't help. It may have been a little closer in a different hardpoint map, but that search and destroy was